Welcome to the Brewtiful mother effing game. 22 years later. I'm so happy, even if I don't sound like it right now, because I'm scared I'll redline the mic. Hello, as always, I am Blake, here with Ferris.
Hola.
And Ron.
What's happening?
It's funny you ask, Ron. I'll tell you what's happening.
Oh, please do.
I haven't slept because I keep, what's the opposite of doom scrolling? I can't stop being goofy. I'll just swipe one more time on a reel or a thing of people. Yeah. Like yay roll, like happy rolls. Like
Pretty sure that's what I got at the sushi place last week.
But just people celebrating or what, I texted our good buddy Phil. I was like, I don't know about you, but my face hurts. And he's like, he listed everything he's been doing. I went, that's exactly what I've been doing as well. We are recording this just, are we even 24 hours? I guess we're 24 hours basically since just a little over since Arsenal has been declared the victors of the 25-26 England Premier League. Woof. So we're going to talk about that. Shocker. On tonight's episode. And then we're going to blow the halftime whistle and talk about our second favorite topic, the Spurs, because they might still go down with help from us and the 4-year manager, not head coach this time. Ron shares all the news that's fit to drink in Ron's beer news. We alluded to this in the previous pod, Ron, in case you hadn't listened where Tony joined us, was, wow, another manager for Chelsea. And I feel like that's twice Ron has missed the pod that actually happened or something.
Yeah, that's pretty random. And by the way, you bastards were like, oh, Chelsea had a bad weekend and Ron's not there.
That's what
we had a bad season.
It's true. It's true. It just would the ones you really particularly missed that were like, oh, those were rough. And then like, hey, I can't I see a pattern. I see a pattern over here.
Well, it's the same way that we've always gotten Tony on when like Liverpool aren't doing something.
It's
good.
True. It's true. We didn't ask.
And I'm like, in fairness to you, Tony, I've asked you if you want to do a when you beat United 7-something, when you did all of the, when you won the league, I've asked you if you wanted to come on and take a lap.
That is, and
you haven't yet. So the times you've agreed to on your own accord, my friend.
That's fair. And then for the second half of the pod, after we blow the halftime whistle, we're going to have so many damn topics and headlines to go around the world of football. So we'll once again mash together segments as we get into all of them for our mashup of our 2-minute drill by time the La Liga's roundup. But first, our beer. But if you're going to have a toast, let someone toast you properly for pouring out a beer. So let's hear from the big man himself.
It's over! Arsenal are Premier League champions!
You did it. Champions go on when others stop.
You're right, Mr. Wenger.
This is your time. Now, go on and enjoy every moment.
Because that video, I almost got a red wine to do instead of a beer. Because there's
no way he was. Arsenal enjoyed him some red wine with Sir Alex back in the day.
Oh, absolutely. But that little because there's so many videos. I hit that one, and it started with Arsene Wenger. What's he gonna? And there was just sitting in the high back chair and then pouring the wine I was like, man, I love it. So I did not do a red wine. I did think twice about it.
We ever had on this pod?
Well, we're still holding out to get Chelsea to Jose Mourinho's wine, right?
Yeah.
If we can ever get a bottle. Yes.
We did send an open letter to Chelsea and
Armin
too.
If I knew what Wenger was drinking, I'd try to get it, but I'm just going to guess that bottle's a bit out of my price range. It's just
yeah. Probably all of our price ranges combined. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Retirement account.
Right. So what I did is I got what I think is the wine of beers amongst us, because this is a hefty alcohol volume and it is a favorite style. So I almost pulled the app 12 to sort of celebrate. I was like, what do I want to celebrate? I had that delicious beer that Ferris gave me from the Camden Hells from Arsenal, but because it was a Pilsner, I didn't want to hold on to it. So we drank it last year at the end of the season. I drank it anyway. Was that year before? I can't even remember now. So like I don't know what to do. So I accepted the beer store quick and went, oh, this is perfect. So it is a quad, like our favorite App 12, but I wanted to get something new in here. But this is a quad from a brewery we've not had before. I don't believe, keep me honest, guys, but Boulevard Brewing Company. And I went to their website in the mid-'80s while on vacation in France. John McDonald discovered the history, variety, and exciting flavors of European brewing tradition, sparked a passion, and as a carpenter with a shop located in Southwest Boulevard, he started with a small home brewing setup, and as many stories do, carried on from there, making beer on the Boulevard. Brewing beer shifted from a hobby to a dream, bringing a brewery to Kansas City for the first time in decades. So this one's got a little cool history on it as well. They actually got absorbed, but this is one that doesn't bother me. In 2014, who they got picked up by was the Duvel Morgat family of breweries. So like you know what I'm talking about, the Duvel, like Belgians and stuff like that. So as opposed to being InBev or somebody like that, it's a good brewer or a good brewery. And what I have in particular, I thought the logo was the appropriate color red. You will note it is matching my outfit. But this is their bourbon barrel aged Belgian quad. And I'd never seen it in our beer store. I did a quick look. But I'll tell you, inspired by the 6 glass, this Abbey style quadruple ages in oak bourbon barrels for 3 years with hints of cherry, toffee, vanilla. It's a decadent flavor packed treat with a touch of barrel aged magic. Bourbon barrel quad, now exclusively aged in a holiday distillery bourbon barrels. And I got to admit, I wouldn't feel bad handing this one to Arsene Wenger. This might hit his palate. So I thought this would be an appropriate beer since it is described as decadent. But I'd never seen our brewery before, in our beer store before. So I just did a quick check online because I don't know if you guys have ever gambled and lost with American made quads and doubles. Like Allagash nails it. Some local breweries do it and you're like, that ain't it. This one rates a 94 on Beer Advocate as outstanding. This is like one of the higher rated, especially American bourbon or Belgian style quad ale. So I'm super stoked to try this one. I feel like it would be up our alleys completely, but the Boulevard Bourbon Barrel Aged Quad.
Didn't Boulevard have a breakfast stout? Because I feel like that was on the pod.
Oh, maybe we did have them.
Breakfast stout.
Oh God, yeah. Blake and I had it. I don't know if you had it.
No,
exactly.
That was the Dogfish one that was made with Scrapple.
No, we had 3 that day. There was 3.
Oh, you're right.
We had 3 that day, and you and I slushed through them. And
for
Ron,
newer listeners,
throw up the first sip of the first one.
Yeah, Ron partied a bit the night before and was worse for the wear that morning. And we tried all the crazy.
When you say party, you make it sound like I was out thriving and doing the glow stick hop. When in the reality is your wife and I were sitting on the couch having a gossip fest and she was making doubles and triples of this drink she was trying to
the white cranberry drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't realize she was making doubles and triples of them. And after 4 of them, I couldn't get off the couch.
At some point at like 11 something, I missed a call from you guys, and all I heard in the background was just cackling and laughter and Ferris, where are you? And it was. I show up the next day. Ron looked like, woof, you look rough.
And he had brought us
3 beers, and we're like, oh, I don't know how he's going to get through this.
Yeah,
and
beers.
Blake and I were shooting you daggers as we're sloshing through them,
flavored with Scrapple. Like it was some odd ones. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It's some odd ones. This one I think will be quite better though. I'm excited for this quad.
I was an oatmeal stout.
Was that what it was? I don't even remember. I remember the Scrapple one. That's about the only thing I remember. And I remember a Dogfish one.
Dogfish was the Scrapple. They were the oatmeal stout.
Yeah.
Was this Pork Slap? Was that also Pork Slap?
Yeah, that was the introduction of Pork Slap.
Yeah.
The introduction of Butternut Brewing, the only brewery that we really just nope.
I think since then we've had 2 others on the pod.
Yes, Moo Thunder.
I drank something for some bet that I made.
Moo Thunder and the Red Snapper. I'll never forget.
The Moo Thunder, I tried to make a milkshake out of. Terrible.
Yeah. It turned into like sea foam. It looked so
gross.
What?
It was bad.
That was nasty.
You nasty.
Ugh, I just get shivers thinking about it.
All right, gents. What did you bring to this table?
All right. From a brewery that I thought we hadn't had, which we actually did have. Ferris found it in Halloween. The brewery is called the Mason Ale Works. We had it on during Halloween.
Mhm.
Ferris had the Bride of Dankenstein.
Yeah.
So this is one from them, and it is a red ale in honor of Arsenal winning the title.
Mhm.
So congratulations, Arsenal.
Congrats.
I'm digressing just a minute, but I texted in our group when Arsenal won that finally Arteta is a bride, not a bridesmaid.
Yep.
And I sent what I thought was a hilarious picture of Arteta in an Arsenal like wedding gown, and nobody laughed.
I emojid it, I think.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I just said I'll kiss the bride. Yes, I will kiss the bride. That's
Yes,
that's
you
what I said.
commented. I think I did the haha.
I think I may have stolen your ha-has when I immediately sent that.
So congratulations, Arsenal. We're having a red ale in your honor. But the beer is called Hard Luck. And I figured this was apropos due to Manchester City won the FA Cup title. However,
and the Leagues Cup.
And the Leagues Cup. However, Pep did not get to win the league on his last time being in charge of Man City.
Allegedly, because it still isn't official.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
Hard luck, Chelsea. We lost our 7th domestic cup title in a row. And in those 7 chances, we only scored 1 goal in 7 matches for domestic cups. So hard luck on Chelsea. So I figured that was a little apropos there. It is a American red, 5.9 on the old ABV. Balances a rich caramel malt sweetness with a subtle toasted backbone and clean, easy finish. Ingredients are brewed with pale Munich and crystal malts, along with a effervescence of Cascade hops. This is known for a balanced malt and hop character. It's designed to be approachable and refreshing option that pairs well with long nights and good stories.
And I will say that brewery, Bride of Dankenstein, their name is maybe still one of the best names we've had on the pod.
Yeah, the can art is pretty fun on this too.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm the leprechaun.
Like a skeletonized leprechaun inside of a 4-leaf clover. Pretty slick looking.
Wicked smile on
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Excited to try this.
I'm excited to get to mine, man.
Yeah, that sounds good. Oh.
It technically should be drunk in a chalice, but I am cheating. And because my good buddy Ferris brought me back an Arsenal glass from the stadium, it is going in that.
I would have been mad if it didn't go in on this pod. Oh, did I say it on the last pod or not? That they didn't ship the damn Hearts didn't ship the chalice?
Oh, you didn't mention it, no, but it was too.
It was too fragile, which I get. But I mean, I would have loved a Hearts chalice.
Well,
we'll get to them in a little bit.
Look,
anyways.
I'll be in Scotland in October.
Oh, you pick it up in person.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to bring you gents back something from at least like if I can go like where Cambridge FC I know will be near where I want to go to the UK, and I'm gonna try to do what you did, Ferris, and try to see if I can't take an Arsenal stadium tour.
Absolutely, do it.
So the downside of pouring this not into a chalice is it's high ABV and and carbonation. So
we're right there.
Yeah, we all have a lot of head.
We're right there.
All right,
it's going to be a very head pod.
Oh, Ron, I hate
head heavy pod.
I hate you can't try this. This smells like an Apt 12 sitting next to an open bottle of bourbon.
Oh,
like
this!
Wow,
this is like the the barley and the wheat. Just
it smells like brewing.
Yes,
I
don't know how to describe it.
It smells like the brewing process.
Yes,
not
correct.
like beer.
That's where I was going.
By the way, if I didn't mention, this is a 12.2% ABV.
Ding.
Ah, boy.
So
Yeah, this smells like your boiling wart.
cheers,
And
gents.
12 plus 2 equals 14, which is how many top titles you guys have.
Thank you for that, Mr. Statistician.
Ooh, that's tasty.
Oh,
I like it.
my wife, this might be her favorite quad when she tries this, because the bourbon is forward. Like, as far as the aroma, it feels like you're drinking a bourbon, but without the burn of actually having a bourbon. And then you get that like sweetness with the ABV content of the quad on the back end. This is really good.
This has quite the flavor profile.
I'm not sure how I feel.
Rolls.
I haven't had a red ale, and I can't tell you how long. So there's that. But
So here's that's going to go over.
No, it is not.
Oh, look at that.
It's not.
So one bad thing about most red ales that you buy at, like, not at breweries, but at like places like Miller's Ale House and things like that, they serve it too cold.
Sure.
And it's always so much more bitter. This is served more around the right temperature, not because we did it on purpose, just because of the time we've had to refrigerate it. So the flavor profile is incredible as it rolls past.
It's very dynamic. You want to say that? In terms of like,
That's a great use of describing the beer word. Dynamic. I love that.
thank you. How it kind of like crescendos a bit. I want to wait till the foam dies down and have some really good sips of it, to not just get like I would say root beer float. It doesn't taste anything like that, but like that root beer float foam past.
Yeah.
You know?
I will say I did the same thing by accident. I think mine got to the right temperature. It's as quads typically do. You want them to warm up just a tad, and usually I put them usually when I bring a beer down to your cooler can thing you got me for your wedding run, but I didn't with this one, and it's like it's at the right temp. It's very good. I'm glad I bought another one because I got one for my wife. I did not bring another one down here because I thought 12% would be a bad idea.
You weren't drinking two.
Yeah. But I got another one because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get through this one.
Nice.
Gents, shall we on to the football?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to read what Ferris wrote first. Arsenal win the Premier League. Arsenal have finally done it. They've won the 2025-2026 Premier League. Arsenal Football Club under Mikel Arteta get across the line yesterday to win the first Premier League title in 22 years. With a 1-0 win over Burnley, and Monday, a 1-win Man City draw with Bournemouth. God, I love the cherries. Yesterday, that draw helped to secure the long-awaited title for for my Gunners. That is correct. I like the way you wrote that. This marks their 14th top flight title, with it being their 4th Premier League title in the Premier League era, and their first under another manager during this era other than Arsene Wenger. As it currently sits, Arsenal win the Premier League on 82 points with a 43-goal difference, with the final game against Palace yet to play. So I mentioned, like, I was like, what do we, I don't, like, there's so many retrospectives and good things going on actually that are going on. I was like, what the hell do I even talk about this? But I will tell you what I think about this. So soccer's so cool, guys. Like, it's really cool. I mean, obviously we put a podcast together because of, of it and everything. But the reason I specifically say that was, yes, it was really cool to like win the league, but seeing all the people partying, like seeing like the streets by the Emirates, like the time lapse video of it slowly filling up and getting bigger. And you're like, this is all, like, look at this, man. And just the different like reactions of people online and stuff like that. And, like, I don't know. That was the coolest thing. I kind of think Rod from Men in Blazers said a very similar thing, but like, he was like, this is the kind of stuff that makes it so cool. Everybody holding their breath and waiting for a goal to go in together and that kind of thing, and seeing it bleed out. And damn if it didn't happen in little sleepy Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And while it may not have been 1,000 people coming up, I had my like own fun story. How many thousand miles are we away from North London, Lancaster? Downtown Lancaster is a cool little up and like old city, but like city, little C, you know, not Philly by any stretch of the means. It's about an hour 45 away. But but I was, you know, at work with basically the updates for the Man City game going on. And I was going to woke up that day, felt like very sick, like wouldn't have gone into work, but we've got stuff going on I gotta be at this week. So like I went in, tackled a bunch of stuff, and kind of, to be honest, completely forgot the Man City game was happening because
I did too.
I
forgot. I was running around all day at work too. Yeah.
I was running around, and also I think I was trying to put out of my mind. I was focused on what Arsenal has to do. They got to beat Palace, right? I was like, I don't want to think about somebody else, right? I like just focus on Palace. The next match, whatever happens with this one, happens with this one. So I was like in an impromptu meeting, and I pulled my phone out and went, oh my God, right. It's like, it's time for the thing. And I put up and saw Bournemouth was up 1-0.
Our cherries. Remember, for first time they're back in the league, we have our kits, our cherries.
Yep. And I had planned to wear it, but I had a meeting that I had to go out with some people from office. And I was like, nah, I was going to wear that was the initial intention, was to wear the cherries jersey that day. But you know, I obviously did not. But I was like, oh my God. And then I put my phone away immediately. And one of the people working was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I forgot this match. It just was out of my head because I was busy. So, I forgot that it had started, and they're like, oh, is your team? Like, no, it's not. It's different. You know, it's total number of points for winning games over the season. It's different. They don't have playoffs. So like, if this team were to lose, mathematically it's done. And the team I really like wins. And they're like, okay. And so like, I'm like, I got that weird paranoid of like, I just got too excited. I don't want to look again. And Kroopy, can I just say, first off, can we make that a summer signing? Just get that kid. He shows a lot of promise. Let's just sign that kid from Bournemouth. Yeah.
So was I blowing up your phone the whole time, texting updates?
You were, but I wasn't, you know what I mean? Because I was like, but you were also doing Chelsea updates for the Chelsea and Spurs match.
And I didn't even correlate. Oh, Chelsea were still playing that day too.
Ron, your text was the one that I went, a goal. And I went and I looked and went, oh, Bournemouth scored. And then I realized, oh, you were talking about the goal in the Spurs Chelsea match. You're the one that actually got me to look, you know? Oh, and so then like
I'm covering both of them in the text thread.
Yeah. And I because I have our thread on like silent or whatever, because sometimes we're just sending stuff so much, and if you're at work, you're in a meeting, you want to hear ding 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 there, you know, entire time. So I go back, I'm like, man, there's like what's going on? Oh, there's games today. And that's when I was like, oh, look, Bournemouth are up. And then I swear it wasn't until I was getting ready to send a Southampton post, which we'll talk about here in a bit. And I was like, oh, that post was already sent in the chat. Because I had so much to follow back up on that I realized there was so much happening there between congrats and they won and this and then Tottenham and Chelsea. I'm like, wait, why is he mentioning Tottenham and Chelsea right now? What's going on? Oh, they're playing right now. God almighty. I had no clue what was going on.
I couldn't really, and like legitimately, like a different day, I probably wouldn't have gone into work. Like I had gone in just not feeling good at all. And I was like, you shouldn't go. I was like, I have to. We're opening this thing. I gotta go. But maybe I'll try to leave early. And instead, I didn't leave early because I kind of did wrap up early in the afternoon or later the afternoon, and just went, well, I'll cut on the radio. I'll stream the radio while I'm here of it and listen to the thing go. And I don't think I breathed for like 45 minutes. And then like the thing happened, and like I think already I've decided the episode of this pod is it's not done, or how I learned to love football again, because it's not been fun. It's been like 4 months of finals. I think I mentioned that in the last pod with you and Tony. Like, it's just every game matters so much because it's so close that it's like, hey, you want to go to the British pub in town and watch the game today? No, I don't. I'm not. No, I want to sit. I can't do. Yeah, I'm like, this isn't fun right now. This sucks. Like, isn't that a weird? But what I didn't realize is like was not an uncommon thing that people were feeling. So my version of North London filling up and partying in little podunk, Lancaster, is, and didn't fill up. Okay. But so I got done with work. The thing ended. I was elated. I got in the car, started driving home, called my wife, said, look, I apologize. I'm not going home. I'm going straight to the soccer post, which is our awesome soccer store in town. I was like, and I'm going to get something. And she's like, do it. I was like, I apologize. She said, quit apologize. I was like, no, I hadn't bought anything for this season because I was gonna early on. And then I'm not a superstitious person, but then sometimes I do get weird. And then I went, I didn't get it yet. You know, let's just see how the season goes. And then I was like, if we win this, I'll go, I'll get something cool. And I was like, I'm going now. So I go straight to the soccer post. I probably get there around like 5:15 or whatever, and pull in, park, walk inside. Ladies like, hey, how can I help you? I was like, she was, you looking for anything? And it's a really cool joint. They sell tons of soccer gear, also a bunch of they have a bunch of lacrosse gear because a lot of schools play lacrosse here.
Is that where you got our stuff last year?
It is. It's the place that had the awesome tent sale, and they do it every year. And he let me know it starts. I will be looking out for you, gentlemen, June 3rd this year. Yes, so yep, I will be heading there day 1 this time instead of day 3 or whatever it was. So I'm so she's like, anything happen? I was like, oh, Arsenal just won the league, so I'm buying myself something because I told myself I was. She goes, 4 aisles down, all of that is Arsenal. I was like, thank you. And I went down, and I just started looking, and obviously because it's the end of the season, you know, it's less. It was a lot of stuff, but like not like 25 of like each size of the jerseys, right? You know, and I was like looking, and I was like couldn't decide what I wanted. And I was just looking at a bunch of stuff, and I was like, do I get this? Do I get that? Do I get the thing? And then I was like, well, do I just get the classic red jersey because it's red and it's got the Highbury A thing on it, you know, on there? And I'm like, do I? And then this dude, Joel, is the guy who like runs the place. He and I go to the same barber, domed head. He's got a white, longer beard. And he's like, hey, what's up, man? Can I help you find something? And I was like, told him what I told her. He was like, oh, sweet. He's like, man, because they got some cool, and he starts pulling stuff like this came in, you know, this throwback to the banana shirt and all these like Brewsman, all these things. And then he like a dude that knows what's up. He looks at me, he goes, nah, you want what they won this thing in, don't you? Like, I was like, yes, I do. He was like, I only have one authentic kit left. And I was like, that's my size. I just don't know. I don't, those cuts are different. And I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, go try it on, man. And in the interim, as we're looking at stuff, this dude, huge Liverpool fan, but really an enormous football fan. He was dropping the like we talk about something, you know, we'd go on a tangent. He'd be like, oh, that's like in 95 when like Real Madrid, I want him on the show at some point. I wanted to call, do you know what I mean? Like, he's just like one of those guys. And I was like, oh, I love that you're the guy that runs this place. That's like even better. And so, yeah.
No, just,
I want to buy something. Yeah, great. Yeah, no.
That's and awesome. he was in Tug in it. He was like, have you seen the Adidas Samba shoes with gunners on one side? I'm like, you're killing me. I got like, I was like, you're coming.
He has a whole new wardrobe in his closet.
Hey, listen, do it, dude. Hey, they won, do it.
He's like, you're coming at the right time. So, and he's even like, so I come back, I'm like, actually, this fits great, man. I love it. I'm going to get it. He goes, I know technically to be next year's kit, I should put the gold line on for you now. We should do that now. And I was like, you got it. He takes off. He goes, I only have the old ones that have the date specific with the circle on it, not the new one they switched to with that doesn't have a date on it. That's like the gold. He's like, that would annoy your buddies in the pod. Like, as we're chatting. So we ended up getting that, and he's gonna call me when because he's out of like I was gonna get a rice for the kid. He's like, I'll let you know when that's in. But just so much fun. And then he's like, and he mentioned, are you
now?
What's that? Oh,
is that what you're wearing?
I'm wearing
Stand up. Give us
the authentic kit, and got my new scarf that was this year's basically regular scarf. It's being held up by the cables right now. White on one side with the Arsenal in the other. But
looks sharp,
man.
Oh, heck yeah!
They got the authentic got the authentic kit, and it fits really well. I've never had an authentic kit before because they usually just, I don't like the way
Adidas authentic kits fit pretty darn good.
Yeah. Like, and I brought the replica.
They're expensive as all hell, but no, they fit pretty darn good.
I brought the replica in with me just to try them for the difference. And I was like, wow, they do actually look like this actually looks better. So I was going to get a couple things or a couple of kits or something. But when I was like, well, I'll just get this one. But I scored the Adidas Arsenal hat and this scarf. And I was like, this will be great because it's all the ones, like you said, it's the stuff they wanted. And when I go over to check out, we're chatting and he's like, oh, did you mean to do this? And the cap was a youth cap. And I was like, oh, good catch. So I took it back, switched it for an adult size cap. And a real cool guy. I was probably there like 40 minutes BS with him, like just super chill. Knows tons about football. Like he was just dropping stuff left and right in our conversation. So then I leave, I get in the car and I'm driving away. And something hit me, like I got like a block away and I was like, wait a minute. That math doesn't add up right. I know this kit's more expensive, but that was too expensive. And like I pulled off like at a little shop nearby and I pulled the receipt. Went, oh, I got charged for 2 hats. He had scanned the hat. I took it. I didn't realize he had, I'll just go back real quick. So here's my little version of North London. Like, again, it's very small, guys, but I just think the fact that this happens this far away in little bitty Lancaster is like what has been amazing to see the growth. This has been 10 years for us doing this pod, like the growth of soccer. So I pull back in, and I as I park this other like white SUV, smaller SUV, it like has parked, and this lady with like mid-cut brown hair gets out of the car. She's like, yeah, just screaming at me. And I like kind of forgot, oh yeah, I have this Arsenal license plate in the front of my car. So she saw that when I pulled in, and I was like, do you guys have the same idea I did? And her husband gets out on the other side of the car. He was in the passenger seat, and he's got like the black and gold hat from the black and gold kit era. And I was like, they were like, yeah. And so she goes in. I'm on the phone with my wife. I was like, sorry, I'll be just a minute late. I have to go back in and switch this out. But she heard all that. I was like, and she goes, you're going to go meet? And I was like, oh God, yeah, I'm going to go say hi. Like, so, cause she just like, I mean, I go, this middle-aged woman. Oh yeah. Like my age, gets out of the car, but like, I'm like, she was like a teacher or something, like I go in, get the thing switched out. The guy's helping her. And he had mentioned to me, when I was with him, he was like, have you gone to where the Lancaster City Rose, the Arsenal fan club, watches stuff here at this Tellus is an Irish pub in town? And I went, no. Every time I thought about going, the game was too important, and I didn't want to be around a bunch of miserable people if it didn't go well, because I'd be miserable too. He's like, what, Nancy? He goes, I got this person that shops here. They need therapy too. You should just go, because even if it sucks, you go, I don't have to go to the fridge. Just give me another beer across the bar. I'm like, I know, man, but well, he sees me doing the exchange, and he's talking to this lady and her husband where the Arsenal stuff is. He goes, did I screw that up? I didn't take the other one off. And I was like, no, it's all good. And so like she gets it done, and then I go walk over to say hey to them. And before I get there, that guy who runs stores like, you mean telling you that I had a customer that needed therapy? It's this one. That's the one I was talking about like 20 minutes ago. And because I go, can I ask you guys a question? I was like, do you feel like it's fun again? Like it's been a miserable 3 or 4 months where it was a fun first half. So he's like, woo, doing well. Then it starts to get real, and there starts to be some wobbles. And she's like, every weekend I don't sleep the night before because it's this. Yes, absolutely. And you know what? I did the sexist assumption because her husband had the hat on, and I thought, was he the gateway into the Arsenal love? Oh, it was this lady, man. He maybe got in 2 words. She was on fire. Like, and she was like, oh man, yeah, I explained how I told you guys how I was there at work. And she goes, oh, I'm a teacher. So I was like, oh my God, she is a teacher. She's like, I'm a teacher. So I'm sitting there, and I absolutely had that in my desk. And I was listening for updates, and I saw the Krupi goal, because that would have probably been just before the kids got out. She goes, and then like the bell rung, and I could not get those little children out of my room fast enough to get them out of there. And she was like, and I just locked the door, went back to my desk, and then like cut things on the phone and just like watched. And then immediately called my husband and said, we're going to the store as soon as it's over. I don't want anyone to scoop any merch that I might want. She's like, she was so intense, man. And I mean, so much fun. I'd like to tell your husband's cool. He seemed cool. I wouldn't know. He said like 3 words. She was, you know, when you're having those conversations and you're like, I'm going to try to loop this other person in because it's very this way and it's not 3-way. And it didn't matter. She was like out of her gourd, like stoked and happy. And then she was like, oh my God, we got to stop talking. What if somebody else comes here right now? I apologize. Like you do your thing. like this. It was awesome. And I walked out of there and I was like, and then the dude, Joel, he's like, hold up, dude. And he's like, and gives me a giant magnet of Calafiore and William Saliba that is not used for decor, like to put in between their stuff in the store. But instead now it is on the side of my fridge, taking up the entirety of the side of the fridge. I'm like, and like, he's like, I felt so bad when you left because I didn't have the gold lion or I didn't have Rice's name. I only had it for the alternate kit. And I was like, no, just say, he was like, yeah, he was like, and here what's cool. He had just taken that down and put up the women's team in Arsenal in its place because one of the customers, his daughter, is an enormous fan of the Arsenal women's team. So he had just taken that down and I forget who it was that he had up there. But anyway, again, and Ron has lived in this area too. For this, I know it's only one other folk that I ran into. And obviously, if I'd gone to Tullis to this Celtic bar, I probably would have run into a ton more and stuff. They have a pretty good like Arsenal club and stuff. But I was leaving, I was just now still flying high, and I was like, that was so awesome. Like, and that is the light. And I think I just seen that thing like Raj put up Men in Blaze or whatever. But I was like, that is what's awesome. But like, holy crap, this is like, middle America, what's the term? I don't know, man. It's just like, and yeah, kids soccer and stuff is here. And the 2 places I frequent dig soccer, but they're an Irish bar and a English pub built, by Liverpudlian. Like, of course that will draw like, people to whatever. But running into this lady who's doing the same thing I was doing in her classroom and stuff. I was like, I don't know, man. It was like, is it say stupid to say like very validating for being a fan of the sport? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're supporting it's the good time, so it's easy to be like really happy. But like also you go through rough stuff, and then you run into someone like that. And you're like, oh my God, this makes it even more exciting. Like
but makes you feel less alone.
But it's what
right.
It's I've I got a chance to because Phil's actually in town. Went to the Orlando City match last night. And I got out of the car. I just said, congrats, gave him a hug and all that. But knowing him for as long as I have, knowing you for as long as I have, it's just breathe it in. Just take every moment of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not it's easy to say we can be back there next year. We can do this again next year. You may not ever see it again in your lifetime. But that you've seen it in your lifetime now, and a few times, yeah, or early on, but in your adult life where you can remember it, you can savor it, you can do all those things, and for all those years you sat through, just take it in, man.
Yes,
take every ounce of it in. Do what you did. Buy the kit, buy the hat, buy the shirt, buy a random thing you can put on your desk that says we were Premier League champions this year.
Buy yourself a trip to go see the stadium.
Yeah, do it, dude. Like, just do it.
That was already a plan for our trip up in a few weeks, but like now that's like that. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Well, I was like, maybe I'll get myself some merch. And like last night, looking at those pictures from the streets, I'm like, there might not be any left by the time I show up.
No, but I mean, just do it. Like, just because again, it won't last, forever. But the memory of it, how that story that you just told will stick in your mind probably more than anything. And right? That
to me was the takeaway leaving. When you have a little thing, you go, that was a core memory. That one's going to be burned up in there. And the shame of it is, like, I hate that as adults, my only regret was I didn't go, You guys, what's your number? Can we exchange numbers and hang out? Go like later, watch a match. You guys seem like you would totally get along with me and my wife. Do you know what I mean? But we don't do that as adults. It's so damn hard to make friends. You know what I'm saying? That was my own one regret.
And in some regard, you will see them again.
Well, yeah, because
least expect it. Like they'll come to the fair at one point, or they'll just do something that you won't expect it, and it'll be.
Or the other one,
you guys didn't stop.
While it's still fun, I might run into him at Tellus at the Irish pub for like the opener of the season or something like that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to watch the match. But it was, of course that happened. And my first thought was, God, we do our next episode. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? What am I? And then that happened. And I was like, I actually think that's what I'm going to talk about. Because it was like, it's so cool. We started 2016, right after Leicester had won. And even then, comparatively, we were like, it's cool to see how much it has grown. And it's like unrecognizable now. Like, it's I would never thought I'd be BSing with you. Just said 10 years later, you're going to be BSing with a teacher in Lancaster freaking out because Arsenal just won the league. Like, at a soccer shop that sells sweet, like, like some of the Pele one or whatever store in Orlando, it's just like all Messi, Ronaldo, and then like 5 other things is kind of always what it feels like.
Yeah. Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Man United, one or two others.
Like, because they got a cool guy running it, because I'm like, well, how often am I going to go to the soccer shop? Once I've gotten the stuff that's out that I want, am I going to go back? And he's like, stuff like, oh man, have you seen Sweden's national kit for the World Cup? I'm definitely getting some of those because people are going to dig how good those look and stuff. And I'm like, you are like curating for soccer fans, not just, so hell yeah, as the World Cup kit start coming in, I can't wait to go. I might go get a Sweden kit because he's right. Those are badass looking. Like, but I was like, you're smart. I don't know how many soccer stores are thinking that way about it. You know what I mean? Like someone running a craft beer store or something who's like, oh, I'm going to get this. I know the folks in town will dig this. This is a kind of, or whatever. And like, he kind of, Ron, our old friend that we met that sort of got us into craft beer. Like he was like that version, but soccer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It helps that he just from just the stories and things that you say and even seeing some of the things you sent from the tent sale, last year, that there's a clear just love and passion for the game in general, right?
Well,
you may have a fan with Liverpool, but like the love and passion for it. And I think, it resonates probably a little bit more with us because, we talk a lot about not just the Premier League, but every other league in the world and random stories. And you get a love not just for the game itself, but for the storylines, for the memories, for the various rivalries, the teams, the managers, the players, the World Cups, the UEFA champions. You get this feeling of just excitement when games happen and enjoyment that it's hard to quantify in something else, that you really are a fan, a fanatic of this game. And that love for it is why we're still doing this pod 10 years down the road, while he opened that shop there, while pubs have supporter groups in there as it continues to grow. It's not a US league, right?
No.
But and I think a huge part of that is the company that we all used to work for and that I still work for is NBC. I think NBC has done more for this league in this country
without a doubt.
Without question.
I'm pretty sure that was a topic on the first or one of the first episodes, was like, because I think like shortly after we did it, they had one of their first, like the Premier League was able to open up to bidding for a new networks. And we were so glad when like NBC got it again, because it was clear. I think it was in that time where the Premier League could have made more money doing a thing. I think we're like Fox and ESPN were going to split it or whatever, but they were trying to play a long game going, yeah, but these guys are spreading. And at some point, at some time, money will talk over whatever. But like, you're
the brand, all those fan fests, all the things that
Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Like
guys,
all that.
They put on that Men in Blazers thing. I got to meet Roberto Martinez. I met the president of Bournemouth, which I was like, that's what I forgot I should have worn that day at least. He gave me a little pen, a little cherries pen. That's what I should have been wearing. But core memories and stuff burned in my brain, like for those experiences, you know, and making an ass of myself in front of some of the ladies from our women's national team. Like I happened to be right next to them as the score happened with Trinidad and Tobago and the U.S. playing the U.S. men's national team playing a game. And I was like, whoa! I think I got a picture with Raj at that point because he happened to be next to me. And then I like turned the corner. I'm like, oh my God, you're Becky Sauerbrunn. I am. like right into her. But that, I wish they had done more of those things. That is, I know they do the Fan Fest, but it was a deeper nerd cut. It was more like Comic-Con, but for soccer, because it was like, we sat and listened to a guy talk about a team that's in lower leagues. I can't even remember. I have to go back and look at my notes. And yeah, I took notes. He was like so interesting. Like people were just, it was cool because you're around like-minded people that you'd grab a pint that kind of had two wings of events going on and pints in the middle. And you just start BSing with people, you know, and they give you a hard time for whatever team you're wearing and you're giving a hard time to them. But you know, you're like all, like that, you know, but that still felt felt early on like you had to go travel. I had to go travel to this thing to experience that, but I actually don't. I watched was an FA Cup match last year that Palace knocked out Arsenal. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I think they beat them on the way to winning the FA Cup over Man City last year.
Yes, they beat them. And so I did go to watch that game, and I was alone for that. And there was a dude from England grew up next to where Crystal Palace is, and he sat with me and watched. We had the best time. You know what I mean? But like, it's just like, I don't know. It was just cool. That story was like whatever. They'll analyze. We talk about a million things, you know, but like, I don't know. To me, that's like what it was all about. And I do enjoy seeing all the people going nuts around town. You know, it's funny too. It's like Liverpool lifts the cup. Liverpool freaks out. This was a cool freak out in North London, the videos and stuff. It's a little quieter around Manchester when Man City wins compared to if Man United won, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, like it's such a weird thing to look at the incredible career, and well, I know we'll get there. That like Pep has had there. I know there's tons of stuff surrounding it, but that was something that, like, watching all this, I was like, oh yeah, this is like similar to last year with Liverpool, but I mean, obviously more of a tension release at 22 years of a wait. But you know, I don't know, it just always seems a little more subdued.
It also in talking to Phil yesterday, he's like, it's awesome, it's great, it's wonderful. It's all I'm scrolling through, it's all I'm doing. You know, it's gonna get this, gonna get that, like, you know, all the things that you just said. But it's like, I kind of did wish it came down to the last day.
Man,
you know, I kind of did wish it came because it may be more memorable, maybe more spotlight. It's the weekend, people are out more, not during the week, and kind of a Arsenal didn't play when they won the league, you know, because it was just another result. It kind of but regardless, you won.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, definitely came into work worse for wear the next day. Like
sure.
The guy, I don't know if you got the guys, you know, from Ars blog. One of them, like, he writes for, is it The Athletic now? Does James Gunner?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I was listening to the Arscast Extra Day. God, I recommend listening to the first 20 minutes. It's hysterical because he was at the Sports Writers Award, and he's like, and I had requested a ticket and I had to go, and I would never have known it would have lined up on a night that I wish I could have watched the match. And then the other guy, James, the other guy who runs Arscast, he was meeting his daughter's husband for the first time because she'd moved to Canada and they got married, and she came here. And the stories are hysterical. But he's talking about the guy who went to the Sports Writers Awards. He's like, so I'm in this nice suit and like I'm there, and I'm like, I'll just not worry about it and just think about the Palace game. That's the thing to think about. And then Bruno Fernandes gets named the thing, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about Bruno Fernandes right now. I just want to leave. And then he's like, I'm there with my bosses and I can't or whatever. And he goes, and then I start to notice people are getting up and walking away, and someone's crying, and I know they're not a Man City fan. And I'm like, what? why not? And I'm trying to find a way to get up in the middle of this prestigious award thing to like get out. And there was some kind of break or whatever. So he's like, I couldn't eat my food. And he's like, talking like he left to go, obviously found out what happened and was like, oh, okay. God, I've got to go back in here. This sucks. And so he like goes back in and it's sort of his British accent. And he's like, and I go in and they're about to take my chicken away. And I wanted to be, do you know who I am? I write for the champions. You will leave my champion chicken alone. And I ate my cold chicken breast. It's nice and leisurely while everyone else did their thing. I just, like, he talked about like walking out and going, and I'm in a suit. I don't want people to see me and think I got dressed in a suit to go to a party on this, whatever. And he gets a cab. He's like, sir, to the Emirates. And he was like, we got 20, 15 minutes. And the GPS said an hour and a half for like a mile, whatever it was. And he just went, screw it. It's a 30-minute walk. Thank you. Got out of the car. It just starts walking down. But like that pod is, I was rolling in the first like 20, 25 minutes for just like how that was going, like how that was going on the streets and everything. It was absolutely hysterical. But you are right. There is the sort of, this sucks because you would, like you said, it would be really fun to go down to the last day, or if both these matches had happened on the same day, at least,
but look, you guys are going to, regardless of your, the outcome against you on your game, Sunday, right? You're going to have a massive blowout party there.
Oh yeah.
Right. The pomp and circumstance is going to be huge. Everybody's going to get to lift the trophy.
Just see the parade next week happening.
Like it's all going to be exciting on Sunday.
And the one that got to me was the people that had found Ebrieche's old tweet where he's like 15 or 16. And I think he was still at the Arsenal youth or whatever. And he was like, one day I'm going to make something. I'm of myself, something like that. When I do, they're going to find this tweet. It's like, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But like that, but,
and he's going to lift it at Palace where he came from earlier this season.
So this is one of those, Ferris, don't know why that hadn't occurred to me. So the only analysis I'll give of the season for now, because I feel like I couldn't do a good version of that right now. So you can choose to believe me or not, dear listener, because it's easy for me to say this now. I wanted to say something at the match where City beat Arsenal, because there is a moment that happened. I want to be like, there's the little thing about like, we're going to do this, and this will be the video that gets played over and over. And it's when that cameraman caught Odegaard walking to Rice saying, and Odegaard saying it's over. And Rice just on camera, you could read his lips. It's not done. It's not done yet. And I was like, oh, for one, give that man the armband for next year. Cause what a captain moment to the captain. And it was cool to obviously, as soon as it happened, that like they played that video immediately. And you're like, man, the amount paid for Rice as a player is probably just as valuable as the human leader as well. Cause like that, I don't know. I just remember seeing that like, God, if we do this, that will be plastered everywhere. So that's my moment, I think, of the season, is losing to Man City and Rice saying it's not done. This is not done. There you go. Sorry, guys. I appreciate you. Let me just go at it.
Congrats.
You may as well just hit the ending.
Good pod, gents.
Yeah. Well, and to your point, Ferris, you breathe in, because this is the thing that when it's difficult again, you keep showing up for it. Yeah, but you know, man, I was there. Give it back in my veins. I know what it was like. You know what I mean? That's like the stuff that like keeps you going. Like
telling me there's a chance.
These fun stories. Yeah. Yeah. So woof. It will make the Champions League match really fun, because these dudes, I don't want to say, it does take some pressure off, but you can just go play now, as opposed to, damn it, the league didn't happen, we have to win. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm curious to see what that
is. Freedom.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what that looks like from a playing side. When they hit the pitch with PSG. because PSG has won their league for how long now?
Yeah, I thought they just
Is there anybody else in that?
lost a cup. No, they won. They secured it, but I thought they lost in a cup somewhere.
Yeah,
I was meaning like, is there anybody else in that whole league? I mean, it's PSG all the time.
That's the only part where I'll disagree with Phil on the yes, emotionally could have been really cool, bad for the blood pressure to do on the last day, but it'd be nice to let some of these dudes chill before that Champions League final. Because
you heavily rotate squad.
You want them to be rested, but you don't want there to be too much time, right? Like there's this like Goldilocks zone of rested but not too much time off.
You don't want the
it's the following weekend, I think, right?
You don't want the pre-college football, American football playoffs where it would be such a long time before the championship bowl would be played that like you'd be like, I can't believe that team. They haven't played for like 3.5 weeks, man. Like, and they lose. You don't want to do that. So
keep the momentum.
Hell yeah, man. Keep the momentum. Yes. I promise I didn't download any other things to throw on this pod, by the way. It was tempting to like go through and I just was like, I can't.
Wouldn't have blamed you if you did.
I'm sure some good ones will pop up or whatever, but like, hell yeah. That was awesome.
Congrats.
Now, Ferris, we got to get your club to lift a trophy because Ron has had his club lift.
It's 20 of them. It's
No. Sorry.
We haven't done it on
during our
pod.
pod. Yeah. That's what I mean. Because just Chelsea's won
cups and everything else. But
Chelsea's won on the pod. So yeah, now it's me. Hey, but do me a favor. Because
FA Cup, Chupacabra, 2 or 3 FA Cups.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But just wait a couple years and then lift it.
Hey, listen, I'm. You know what? We're okay.
Yeah,
we're okay.
Yeah.
Now, for the moment,
I've said okay. We've sat through some pretty dire times, pretty darn dire times, but we'll see. We'll see. It's it's all good.
There's hope on the horizon.
Sure, I think so.
Hey, babe, we're all 0-0 right now.
Right? I hope that kills you.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't go to those I couldn't come out. As a guy reached out to me when I said something, asked about the Gunners Club here. Come on, I'm like, man, I can't right now. I can't.
Hey, listen, do it. If you get a chance, do it. The one here in Orlando I've been going to for many years. One of the best ones I have is when we won the FA Cup 2 years ago. Being with all those, awesome. Watch us beat Man City there this year under Carrick. Awesome. Well, you get some of those memories. You don't know what you're going to expect. Because Man United haven't been good in the past 2 or 3 years, and I still go and I don't know what to expect. Are we going to? I've been there when people are cursing and it's bad. It's you leave. Why the hell did I just spend $60 on food and beer?
Yeah,
they lost 3-0 or whatever it is. But if you get a chance, do it. Just go, and even if it's just you going out there on a 7:30 on a Saturday.
And plus, if they're
the kid and wife, just go and experience.
Yeah,
just meet somebody new. Talk. I was in Boston a few years ago, and I went to the Man United supporter group, and I met this lovely guy. So that's when Liverpool smoked us 7-0 or something, and I'm watching it with Man United supporter groups there. But we had a lovely conversation the entire time. You just kind of get these
you went
memories.
To the Highbury, didn't you? Like the Highbury, some Highbury.
I was at the Highbury in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Yep. That was that. Yeah, that was a blast. So, and I've watched it in Chicago, and I've been to a lot of different ones across there. But
Chicago was fun.
Chicago was fun.
Manchester Derby.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
City won that one.
But I need to jump on
his little face off.
Oh yeah, but I've been to Boston. I've been to Dallas. I've been to a bunch, especially on the East Coast of the supporter groups. But get a chance to do that, man, because you might find yourself doing I've been to probably the Orlando one this season 2 or 3 times. Not a great deal, but times I have been fun, good watches.
Well, and I wouldn't mind, if they seem cool, joining up and do it because their swag is cool because Lancaster City is the Rose City. So it's the Rose City Gooners, and it's red rose is the symbol. So it looks great on their scarves and stuff that they do. Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh yeah, I mean mine is the Orlando Red Army.
Yeah.
Like, just sweet. Just
So it'll
do
happen. It's just a weird year. It's really nice. It's really nice to enjoy everything again. I don't think I realized how like every morning I was until the thing happened. Damn, that beer tastes great. I'm gonna shut up now. Ron, you got some beer news? North London
whistle first.
is red, baby.
You're all thrown off.
All right, gentlemen. Fast beer news, because we got a lot to cover in the second half of the old pod.
Yeah, and I have no clue what time we're at because I forgot to set the timer. Sorry. where we at?
We're about an hour in.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit past time. But that's all right.
Well, we're not too bad, but we'll. Yeah.
No, we're not too bad.
Gentlemen, trivia question. Just one, and it leads into the story. Does anybody remember the first beer I ever had?
Like ever in the
yes.
history of the-
Ever in the history.
Yes, Schaefer's. You had with your dad, right? Or granddad?
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
Schaefer.
Yeah.
I knew it started with an
Schaefer.
God, if you pulled that out right now to drink, oh, that'd be awesome.
I would have if I could. Now, in that time, Schaefer and Schlitz,
That's the one I thought you had. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
were basically the top, are always arguing for the top two in the U.S.
Sure.
Right?
Of malt liquor beer.
Yep. And while Schaefer hasn't been around for a long time, its rival, Schlitz, is about to be brewed for the very last time.
What? How did
With-
I? Whoa.
With
Really?
Wisconsin Brewing Company, with permission from Schlitz, from the Schlitz owner, which is Pabst Blue Ribbon, by the way, announce it'll brew the final 80 barrel batch on Saturday. This coming Saturday in its Verona brewery. The batch.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The batch will be brewed using Schlitz specifications dating back to 1948, according to the brewery. The company was founded in 1849 in Milwaukee, in a Milwaukee tavern, before expanding. And at one time, it was America's largest brewing company.
And Lando
Or even-
Calrissian was the best beer spokesman ever.
Yeah, right.
Schlitz malt
the-
liquor beer.
The owner of the Wisconsin Brewing Company stated that he wanted the brand to go out with dignity and respect, which, how cool. Good for them. Pabst Blue Ribbon Company stopped brewing Schlitz months ago.
Months, not years ago.
Months.
Wow.
Yeah. And you can order it. It'll be available for pre-order on May 23rd on the Wisconsin Brewing Company's website. And then it'll be out for wider distribution on June 27th. So Schlitz began in 1849 as a tavern brewery owned by August Krug. And Krug died in 1856. Joseph Schlitz, the company's bookkeeper, bought the company and renamed it after himself. Schlitz died 5 years later, but the company was acquired as the city's brewing industry exploded in Milwaukee. This made the company one of America's largest brewing companies. Still, the company had stiff competitions from Miller, Pabst. In 1981, Schlitz announced it would cease operations, which is when Pabst Brewing Company bought it. It relaunched the brand in 2008, but didn't reach the popularity it once had. And some interesting memories about the Schlitz beer. I am old enough, I'm not sure you guys are or are not, but I am old enough to remember the TV show called Laverne and Shirley when it was broadcast originally, not syndicated.
I've heard of it, yeah.
The interesting thing about that is that Laverne and Shirley, the two main characters in the show, worked on the factory line in the Schlitz brewing. They were they ran canning machines.
Oh, no kidding.
Right. And if you can go back like on YouTube and all that, and you watch the opening credits of the show. Both of them are there running cans in the cannery.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. Fans mourned the loss on social media, which was pretty cool. So, gentlemen, let's raise a glass to an original beer that took this country by storm. Schlitz.
What's for dinner? I don't know.
Which is precisely what it sounds like it gave you after you drank it.
Yeah, I bet.
So you know what I'm thinking.
I remember it being bitter as all hell.
But why do we need to remember? We need to try and get the last batch.
Yeah, we do.
If you guys can get two and I can snag one, we should totally.
Oh, absolutely! I love
try to do. Oh God, it's gonna be rough. I remember it too, Ron.
I'm fully aware, but I still love it.
It's the flavor that when it's an early beer you try, it's actually a smart thing by your parents because you're like, I'm good. I don't ever need to have beer ever. Like, and and then.
Hey, listen, I drank Lord Calvert Canadian whiskey. Was my first with that stuff.
Do you
I
know?
don't think they sell it anymore.
Wait. Okay, this is a fun.
It was that stuff like that burnt going down, and like I kid you not, I would love to find a bottle of that now because I would drink it.
So,
but back then you're like this. Why do you drink this crap?
Which one did you say it again? Which one was it, Ferris?
Lord Calvert. It was Lord Calvert Canadian whiskey.
So, Ron, yours was Schaefer's.
Yep.
So my first beer. Bud Ice.
Oh, sorry. Mine was a booze.
Oh, booze. Was right.
Yeah.
I had beer the first time, and it was Bud Ice.
Are you serious?
Bud Ice.
That's funny.
And then, what my next one was? To see if I was like, didn't like that. Do you guys, this is in line with Schlitz, because it's the same style. You guys remember Ides of March, St. Ides?
Yeah.
St. Ides malt liquor beer. It was a competitor to Schlitz and stuff. You know what's funny? Tried that, didn't touch the stuff again for a very long time because I was like, that's what it's like. Yeah. So,
Clark, it's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
It gives the whole night long afterwards. To quote one of my favorite bands, Kian, it's the beer that keeps on giving. It's the beer that's so nice you taste it twice.
Oh God.
Really opens up the old sluices at both ends.
No kidding. Oh man.
All right, let's get out of halftime and try to maybe turn this into a 2-minute drill for the La Liga's roundup.
Yeah, we might have to cut it to 2-minute drill. Oh, sorry.
No, well, I said both things. So I was like, I guess I got to
It's a 2x2 minute drill, which means 4 minutes, and we got a lot of topics. There's actually been a lot of other news that's taking place. So
this first one. Sorry, I just saw your first news. Yeah.
Something, yeah. So I'll start it off. First up, we are talking English spy scandal.
Dun, dun, dun.
Not your James Bonds, not your MI5s. No. As of yesterday, the English Football League, the EFL, announced that Southampton have been expelled. Yes, they have been expelled and removed from the £200 million plus most expensive club game final, as the South Coast club admitted and has been found guilty of not only spying on Middlesbrough prior to the first leg semifinal match, but also 2 other times throughout the season, both of which they lost or tied.
Right, which is hilarious.
So not only does Southampton miss out on a chance at a promotion, but they've also been docked 4 points to start next season. So Hull will now play, because Hull beat what's the team from London? Shoot. Who did Hull beat? One that's in the West Ham. The Millwall. Hull beat Millwall, and they will now play the aforementioned Middlesbrough, who lost 2-1 in the second leg to Southampton. But Middlesbrough will now play Hull in the EFL Championship final this Sunday. Now, this is all, of course, pending an appeal, because Southampton have appealed this.
Except
so,
they,
like,
didn't they admit it? Yes,
they did.
So
they admitted to it. They basically kind of self-reported that this was the case. Plus,
so they admitted to it after being questioned.
Correct.
Because Middlesbrough gathered a bunch of evidence, including the creepy stalker.
That
picture?
That picture is, it's like somebody was like, no, this isn't real.
It's like a meme.
No.
That meme of the guy leaning around the tree, like rubbing his hand. I mean, it's like a meme.
Yeah.
And I sent you guys the patch. Did you see the patch I sent you with the little dude behind the tree? Like,
but it's like, it's one that you look at, you're like,
dude.
like, this isn't right. Like, this isn't real. Somebody actually like AI'd this, but it's literally.
Do you know what I thought it was?
Wearing a hat, and then he has like AirPods in or something, and he's holding a phone, like he's videoing with a tree as he's like slightly behind it. And you're like,
it makes you feel.
They don't really do this, do they?
It's so lame. It's like you feel like we can't get caught doing it because we work it. Hey, Jerry, what you doing? Hey, I'll get by your pint. You go film this. Make it sneaky. I got you, mate. And he just like sits over there.
And apparently he's affiliated with the club in some like reporting capacity.
Yeah.
But this is just wild. And I would be surprised if the appeal goes through. I'm also surprised that this news came out 4 or 5 days before it. Why not last week when this happened? Now I know an investigation takes a little bit of
Ferris,
time.
hold on, bud, but I'm going to say we're still waiting on 115. This is a miracle. This is, I think, fast.
Well, they had to because
So they were in the pub and they were like, "Listen, this bloke was over there spying, and we get him. We got a picture of him. Yeah, we do. Oh, look at that! Look, yes, that's absolutely he's spying. He's not watching the YouTubes. He's spying. Light him up for 4 points. Pull it from the title. Come on. Oh, Man City what? 115. Oh, we got time for that one, gents. Don't worry."
I shouldn't release this pod before I go to England in a couple of weeks. I might not be let into the country. It's so dumb and got them nothing. It does make me feel bad. I guess Wrexham, right? Like, cause like they were close to getting in.
are seeking legal action against the club because they're going to miss out on millions at a chance of being promoted.
Yeah.
So there's articles came out today that they're thinking about legal action against the club themselves because it's the club that one that kind of reported it, said, "Hey, there was one of our staffers of some sort," and they're like, "Well, what the hell? We have a chance to miss out on a huge payday for us, not only for the club and whatnot, but it's a huge payday for us to get promoted."
So dumb.
And now we're not even going to have the chance because of
because your antics off the field.
Yeah,
wild. Yeah, just so stupid and weirdly hysterical.
And staying in England on Sunday following our FA Cup loss to Man City, which I'm not surprised. The Blues announced the appointment of Xabi Alonso on a 4-year deal as manager.
Yeah.
So, are good things coming for Xabi Alonso?
Perfect question. If you listen to the last pod, because we were talking about coach, manager, what's the situation going to be?
We talked about this.
It's all going to come down to what he's allowed to do in the transfer window, and if the sporting directors and owners are actually going to let him have a say in things, as opposed to so far every other manager that Blueco's hired, head coach
mm-hmm.
that Blueco has hired, they said, here are your players, you are doing this is what you're doing, and there's no room for interpretation. And not only that, but they didn't pick the best managers all around. This actually feels like an appointment that is good and credible for the club with Alonso's player career, where he's basically won everything. He's won with Liverpool quite a few times. Then in his coaching, he took Leverkusen to an undefeated season. He was released from Real Madrid, but personally, I don't think I hold that against him. I don't think I hold that against anybody.
No,
the dressing room and the politics around that club. So I think this is a really good an appointment, but I am being cautiously optimistic.
So,
And I think
Ron,
real quick, Blake. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think real quick, you're right. The most intriguing part of this is not the length of the deal and who it is and that sort of thing, but that they were very specific that it's named manager, not head coach, which is a change under Blueco for the past.
Well, they probably
years.
couldn't have signed him.
Yeah,
they weren't going to sign him either way. If that was the case, if they weren't going to make him a manager, he wouldn't. I don't think Xabi would have signed to just be the coach.
So, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm not trying to be rude at all, Ron. I wish you'd been here for this, but if you did listen to the previous pod, we knew that he was coming in. We didn't know, man. It wasn't the official announcement, but we did know that whatever that kind of thing is. And I read this one, and I went. I forget what the question was, but so is Xabi gonna whatever? What do we think about Xabi signing? And I literally said, I know the answer. It don't matter. It don't matter. Under the current whatever's happening in the front office,
we talked the front office and ownership.
We were like, I don't.
Very weary to think of that he's going to be the cog in the wheel that changes everything.
And completely notice. It was not about F Chelsea. It was just
I've been saying that for months.
He's great. He's a great appointment. I think Liverpool fans are furious that they just didn't can slot quickly and get him. Yep. But I don't know. I don't think it matters unless we see something very. I mean, can you imagine? You'd have to be like, I'm only going to be a manager because we have to effing rebuild this again. This is a mess.
So the reason I think that there is probably some traction there is the very specific word choices that have been in the press conferences and the press releases, right? We are just how they phrased it, saying that we're not going to rush. We're having a very specific look at how we've conducted ourselves over the past X years, right? Even before Alonso was in the mix, while they had Rosigne, they were talking about the need that their recruiting policy has not served them as well as they wanted it to, right? So they're not saying it was a total complete cock up. They are saying, well, our plan A didn't work out as we intended, so we're pivoting, right? They've already said they're in the market for some more Premier League ready and mature players, right? They were worried about how they were going to appoint the next manager or head coach and who that would be. They know they're under intense pressure from all of the supporters groups who actually own parts of the club and are needed for Chelsea to do things like build a new stadium. So they know they have to take the fans with them. So this appointment had a lot of pressure on it. So
one thing that we actually brought up in the previous pod was, and now it's even more relevant because at the time it was, hey, the Premier League is in Arsenal's hands at this point. But in the previous pod, we kind of talked about, similar, it might not matter if they don't come around and if it's the front office. But I think I said at some point, but do you think how Arsenal is doing right now, if they manage to win the league, does that change things at a Chelsea? Because right now, especially now that they won, the tremendous talk of ownership should get mad props for sticking with this plan, because an 8th place finish, a 5th, a second, first, there are other places that might have ditched on the plan sooner. And I was like, I wonder if this changed things for not just Xabi, but other managers of going, if we want to do Pep, I know we're going to get to Pep. Yes, it did well the whole time, but 10-year tenure, right? A tenure there. I wonder if we're going to enter a phase of some managers maybe getting a bit more of an opportunity, not necessarily at the very bottom, but
Well, I think to that point is the amount of time they gave Arteta, because what was his initial deal?
Let's say 3.
Was it about 4 years?
3 or 4?
Yeah. Somewhere between 3 and 5 years. You look at what Rosigne was on, what, a 6.5 year deal or something?
Yeah, a 6-year deal.
It shows a little bit of, to your point, we're going to plan B. We kind of got this wrong here. And let's do a 4-year deal, which I think is suitable.
Yeah.
I think it's in a time that you maybe want to change the culture and you wanted to, and we talked about that on the last pod, change the culture, change the vibe, change the ethos of the team, because there's something there, right? You guys got to an FA Cup final.
There's plenty of talent.
You were up. There's plenty of talent,
They've
right?
just been worked over by manager after manager after manager.
How and what can, all right, let's think about it. Is he the right man for this? What kind of time would he need? And I think 4.5 year, 4-year deal is suitable. And I think for something that's going to maybe build over the next few years, sure. I think it's fair. And I all in all, I think it's a good deal. Like I do.
Cautiously optimistic. It's really going to come down to what support
can ownership get out of the way.
Right. Yeah. Can the ownership off? Can the sporting directors support him, not just in the transfer window, but throughout on-field actions, through off-field actions, through strategic and tactical decisions? Are they going to take the lows as well as the highs?
Ron,
right?
It's pronounced strategery.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. My bad.
GW, baby.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, no. And I at the risk of improving a rival, I kind of hope one thing out of this Arsenal bit, another thing for other clubs. That's a weird thing to say, but like we went from like, oh, who's the first manager going to be sacked? But I honestly, like, this year, this was ridiculous. This
gets worse every year.
Yeah. And something needs to switch. And look, yeah, obviously there are times that, there are probably people that needed to go. Don't get me wrong, but like, give a dude a chance to set something and make something happen. So, I mean, especially now, because we're going to get to Pep, but that's a big thing. Leaving, you have opened the door for other clubs to be like, okay, wait a minute. The Premier League is shifting. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's plan. Let's go. So I'm curious to see what the mentality around managers is next season, coming out of this whole trust the process, quote unquote.
I don't think much is going to change.
I am What was your term, Ron? I'm cautiously optimistic that
I agree
that it will change. Yeah, there you go. Because I bet West Ham wish they hadn't fired a few at this point.
David Moyes,
David Moyes looking real good right now. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gentlemen, before I go to my next one, I'm going to bring a beer. It don't have to talk about it long. It's a beer. It's a favorite. We've had it before. Don't know if you've seen the new cans, because I hadn't seen, but I knew I couldn't keep sticking with another 13% beer. So I'm going to the crushable 4.1% ABV Classic Guinness. Do y'all know the design I'm talking about? The official Guinness being the official beer of the Premier League.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's got all this can art is from Yeshi Designs. I haven't looked them up, know what that is, but it's lovely day for a Guinness, it says. And it's this cool art with like a Guinness can or a pint exploding and a soccer ball on it. But they are this, and the top of the 4-pack had the official beer of Premier League. So anyway, and I believe we had this. Is this what I had on our very first pod? Ron? Yeah. Yep. Ron had an Allagash. I had a Guinness and you had a Pacifica. There we go.
Because you
three
remember,
damn good beers.
You all drank them with ice.
No, we did not. Oh God, we did. We did. You know what? So Guinness, I owed Guinness an apology to bring a proper one on.
I have the Guinness Premier League pint glass that I got at the Fan Fest.
Well, Ferris, gotta say,
creatively acquired, we'll say.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This looks. It looks good in my Arsenal glass. I appreciate you. So while that,
congrats again.
Hey, cheers! It's a Guinness, so I can't drink it yet. I gotta let it settle. But cheers, gents. Oh, it looks pretty settling in this thing too. Oh, sexy. Yep, I definitely couldn't have another 13% beer. I would be in trouble. I was gonna bring a Scotch on too, and I thought, nope, we were in trouble. So speaking of Chelsea, moving right on. Boy, do I love them right now. Man, I was blue in heart. As of yesterday, they beat Tottenham Hotspur 2-1 in a crucial match of the Spurs. With that loss, it will take the relegation battle now to the last day of the Premier League, as Tottenham sit a point above, 2 points above West Ham. So it is all to play for with Spurs playing Everton. Ugh.
Host. Yep.
And then Everton have been great away. And then West Ham playing Leeds. These are crappy last games for two clubs that have to win them.
I think Spurs have a crappier one because Leeds are safe. They have a bunch of injuries. They've been playing well as of late.
Well, I'm not worried about
Leeds.
I'm saying, but West Ham, that's not an easy game, though. Leeds has been good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they have been, but I think all the things, they're guaranteed safe. They have injuries. We'll see.
You bring up a good point.
Who they want to stick it to, probably.
So who you got staying up? I have a better question. Should we go ahead and buy the website or trademark this term now? But if Arsenal were to manage winning the Champions League and Spurs went down, should we make t-shirts that say the dirty triple? And that's what we call a dirty triple.
It sounds like a
Yeah, sure. It's all does.
Again, I swear to y'all, I'm doing it. I'll make Brewtiful Game the dirty triple shirts immediately.
Oh, I would just too Spursy.
Yeah. The owner of the soccer shop did like that idea. But
maybe he'll make you sure.
Yeah, there you go. This is like, I mean, look, Spurs have not been great. They managed to finally do something, and I think we almost all went, hey. And then you watched them against Chelsea, a club. Now, granted, like they've got some good news, and you're like, nope, they are bad.
They've since De Zerbi, they've drawn 1-2, and lost that one. They're playing at home, so are West Ham. I think both probably get results here, which then would put Tottenham in a win.
I reverse it, Ferris.
I think this could have been more dangerous if Everton was fighting for a European place. They are now out of a European place. There's no way they can get it. So what are they going to bring to Tottenham?
Ferris, I'm the reverse. If you had me bet on something right now, I'd say Spurs stay up because both these miserable clubs lose on the last day. That's
fair.
As much as
you can go the opposite on the
as much as I want them to be relegated because of two things. One, if Tottenham gets relegated, what an incredible story in a reverse fashion to Leicester City winning the league, right? It shows anybody with the poor enough form is going to hit the skids, right? Mm-hmm. Especially in this league. And two, I actually think it's better for Tottenham in the long run to go to the championship, shed a whole bunch of these players, cut the wage bill, find a bunch of people that they can build a hungry team on, walk through the championship next year, and come back a better team. I think that's actually better.
Yeah, it's just there hasn't been a club of this magnitude that's gone down, so we don't know what that looks like, and we don't know it's going to be that easy for them to walk through.
Look at Newcastle. When did Newcastle drop?
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? And then they've been in the Premier League pretty much ever since.
Yeah, I think the table the way it is right now ends the way that it does, which would be Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Villa, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Brighton, Chelsea, Brentford, Sunderland, Newcastle, Everton, Fulham, Leeds, Palace, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham Hotspur, West Ham, Burnley, Wolves. Good.
I want them to go down so bad. Can I read you an interesting stat?
Sure.
Because it's the Chelsea Tottenham game.
Sure.
The recent 2-1 win over Tottenham was Chelsea's first Premier League victory since March, and their first home win in the league since January.
So,
hit that thing.
But here's the thing. In all honesty, let's say they both lose or whatever. Spurs win, and they both win. Next year, right now, when it's time to say you're bottom three,
I don't think they're included.
I like De
in
Zerbi as head coach for them, just the same way that I like as Chelsea.
Yeah. Only because all of the players, the sheer busload of injured players that are impact good players are going to be ready for next year.
Except Ron, so many of them want out.
Yeah, but I don't like your Kulusevski's. Who's going to get him? James Madison. Who's going to get him? Especially with his injury record. I think you're right. They're very impactful players. I think if they stay up, I think whether we talked about this a few pods ago, whether they stay up or they go down, De Zerbi's the right man for this job. Because if, to your point, they do go down, I think they do come back up with De Zerbi at the helm, and he's going to stick through it, knowing that this was a possibility. If they stay up, it only gives that kind of fuel to the fire for him to go on and kind of make something of this. So, the
hard part is they have to be. The front office is going to have to be willing to make some hard. They're going to have to look in the mirror and make some hard changes. Go down. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's new ownership. We don't know. We haven't really seen them too much besides the sacking of Arsenal fan Thomas Frank. But I think, and we were talking about this before the pod when we were eating, Ron. I want to see Tottenham stay in the league for the pure rivalry factor of you want to see Man United play Liverpool. You want to see Tottenham play Spurs. You want to see Sunderland play Newcastle.
I know, but
you want to see these teams go against each other in the
send
top
them down.
Flight.
You're like
we're always
you're tap dancing on the grave, dude.
From a pure content and conjecture point.
I'll take the weeks and no, you know what? I'll take the years of being able to say Tottenham hit the skids and we're relegated.
Here's what I'll say.
Over next year playing them twice.
And Chelsea helped that happen.
Here's what I'll say. If Tottenham go down, the entire next pod we do next week will be solely on Tottenham going down.
Did you see this?
That's 100. That's it.
Did you see the mayor of
go down? We will not talk about any other thing besides Tottenham going down.
You're not wrong about that. And we will probably add a new championship update.
And guess who does the content for this pod?
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
Did you see from the mayor of London what he had to say about it?
No.
Unless you're a Spurs fan, please root for West Ham because they rent their stadium from the London. So it would cost the taxpayers up to £2.8 million if West Ham was to be relegated. So I feel like, look, guys, if you want to support the city, you need to root for West Ham in this situation.
We're trying to help out the citizens.
Yeah. But
we're a giving lot.
Regardless, both in dire situations, either club goes down. I still think they're in dire in championship. I disagree whether it's Spurs or West Ham. And I think whichever stays, West Ham or Spurs in Premier League, I think they're also in dire situation because that manager has got to dig morale out of the hole. I don't know, guys. Look, they were 17th last year. They're going to be, if they win, they're 17th again, but barely making it.
That's why I think going down's best.
Yep. Start over. You just start it fresh. Burn it down. That was way more fun than it should have been.
We went way past the 4 minutes on that one. We blew by that sign about an hour ago.
I love you guys.
All right, we will make this one quick, though. Over the weekend, Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes tied the single-season Premier League record of 20 assists, held by only two other players, Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. Wow, congrats, Bruno. He gets a chance to possibly break that this weekend away to Brighton, who are fighting for a European place, so it's not going to be an easy game. They're currently in the places, but could be knocked out depending on results. But yeah, that's, we've talked about on this pod, whether you like him, you don't love the antics, you're okay with them. Whatever it is, he's a hell of a player. He's a creative player. He has stats on most chances, on clearly assists this year. That's only held by two of the greats to ever play in the league. So just a great all-around kind of bright point on what ended up being a pretty okay season and good season for Man United. And I do hope that he breaks that come Sunday.
I mean, he's been great. He's had a lot of time to chill in between matches.
You're not wrong.
And so I'm curious to see what does that translate to next year with Carrick, because obviously he plays well under Carrick. And I guess that's the big question, right?
Well, he's in his actual position. under Carrick. He's playing the number 10 opposed to number 6.
And you're not wrong. And it's very like, it looks like Carrick is going to get, you didn't mention this, but it looks like they're talking him to be the permanent. And I do think he's earned it. What does it look like under Carrick when you guys are now in Champions League? And,
sure.
You've bounced around so much too. Like I hope for your sake, it does settle and,
questions abound, but they're
we'll
headed upward trajectory.
I think so.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, sure.
That's the other title for the podcast. Let's go around.
Back over to the managerial round. But jumping into Spain. All reports out of La Liga, gentlemen, is that Real Madrid will once again appoint 63-year-old, you guessed it, you love him, you hate him, match night Jose Mourinho as their...
I think I'm a special one.
He is certainly a special one as their new head coach of the Los Blancos. Last time he was with the Madrid club, was 2010 to 2013. So, gentlemen, we ask, when bringing him back, is this a stroke of brilliance or are we igniting the dumpster? And to that, I say yes.
Igniting the dumpster.
First, can we just say,
let's see what kind of burns. Let's do it, baby. He's 63 years old. I have a Claire in the world.
He don't give up.
Is who? He does not. Rudiger, what? Yeah,
he's gonna light up that dressing room,
dude. Oh. Absolutely.
So I hope they.
What? No. Who are you?
Because traditionally, Real Madrid don't really let the manager deal much with the players. They're like, no, these are the players. Like this is who you got. So it'll be very curious to see if he's allowed to be Jose. Second, can we just admit, especially after still the tie flip gate of Arsene Wenger and Jose Mourinho, that Jose Mourinho, frustratingly for him, doesn't lose a match, but doesn't win the league.
No, and that was in Portugal. They didn't lose a match. Didn't win. That's a wild stat.
Right.
Yeah. Third came in third too, not even second, right? It was like third. Yeah.
It's wild. But Florentino Perez knows who he's bringing back, right? The guy's not an idiot. You have to let the man cook, and you have to let him do his thing.
You're only
doing that to clean up the dressing room.
Yes, you're only bringing him in to do that. Absolutely,
have to get some sort of order, and you might see Madrid. And Blake, I don't mean this as a slight, but doing what Arsenal did, you might see Madrid winning 1-0 games off of a lone goal.
Dude, if you
goal, that's what Mourinho will do to get points, right?
Sexy flowing football.
That's my point.
Right.
That's my point. It's not going to be that. But
did you listen?
He may win. The league. He may win the Champions League. He may win. What's the Copa del Rey? He may win those things with them.
You, I don't know if you listen to the Two Robbies podcast.
If he gets the job.
If you listen to the Two Robbies podcast, speaking of NBC for the Arsenal championship, but I figure which one of them actually said it. What they were like, they were like not entirely, but a bit Mourinho-esque the way Arsenal went about some things here. So you're spot on with that. I mean, like, to be honest if he keeps all that talent, although I see a lot of fans online, isn't it insane to see fans be like, first thing you should do is get rid of Mbappe.
And honestly, that wouldn't be a half bad thing for Madrid. The problem is where does he go?
The wage bill, the antics in the dressing room, like, it's going to be hard for him to go somewhere.
Because at this point, too, the reason you'd pay the wage...
I have no clue where he would go.
The reason you'd pay the wage bill for someone you worry could be a problem behind the scenes is that financially, you think you'll sell so many things that it works yourself out. But this public has soured Mbappe in a way that if you are an owner, that's not a guarantee. So that's a big question. Can you imagine having someone with his talent, a literal game changer? Well, hey, you know what? Let's be fair to human beings. You know what could be cool? What if they get rid of him and he goes somewhere and it slaps him upside the head and he's awesome on the pitch or off the pitch?
Mourinho really curtails
Mbappe
from the clout that he has, and he gets him to sync with Vicinius and gets him to sync with Jude and gets him.
You know what? Could you imagine another manager doing that? Like that, he's the perfect person to go do. If Jose can't do that to Mbappe, no one can.
Sure.
That's a good shout. I like that.
We'll see.
It's going to be fun to find out.
I don't have bagpipes that play and then peter out into, you know what? One last time for the Hearts. Lads. Well, it wasn't meant to be, wee lads and lassies. It was a sad day for all of you jam tarts as Hearts could see that they couldn't make the Scottish Premier League Scottish Premiership Championship despite scoring first at Celtic Park. Celtic stormed back to win a 3-1 game on the day and pip Heart of Midlothian by 2 points in the league. The 41-year wait goes on, unfortunately, for any other team other than Celtic or Rangers to win the league. But to you Georgie boys, you again did a fine damn thing. I don't know what you meant by that, so I'm trying to read it. You gain your damn fine Edinburgh club. There we go. A new Yank supporter. Sorry, it was hard in a Scottish accent to read. You did.
Never really think about it sometimes with that.
With the accent, it was hard to say in Scottish. You gain
3 damn Edinburgh club 3. It makes no sense. To be honest with you, I'll be honest.
Regardless, you got 3 Yanks backing you now, man. I got to buy my kits for myself.
We're wearing them. They're brilliant kits. Ron's is sharp. The black and gold short sleeve. I'm wearing the away white sleeve long. Man, I wore this all day on Saturday. I went to Target afterwards. The game. I got up early, watched the game, and I was like, "Off, man. I don't want to seriously." But I it feels good. Good fit. Good products.
And it's just.
You could tell it was a heartbreaker.
Absolute
heartbreaker.
It was a tale of two halves. Obviously,
penalty at the end of the half killed him.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a pen. The one before that Celtic got, the game before that. Whoa,
the one before that was iffy. Yeah, I just love poorly drawn off Arsenal. I don't know if you've ever seen that guy's art. He does really poorly drawn Arsenal. He's very funny. He's an American chap. Got noticed enough that he did a kid's book about Arsene Wenger. Fun story if you've never checked out poorly drawn Arsenal. And his tweet was my favorite of, do the referees not understand that everybody wants to see the Hearts win? What are they doing? Because everybody, and also F you Paramount Plus.
That
infuriated me.
Problem, but.
So their site.
I was watching on CBS Sports Network, but you're right. Because Blake, I got up and I first tried to watch it on Paramount Plus because it was showing that the game was live. You could I could click the game was showing the little circle with the live thing, and you can go to it, and it wouldn't let me. I'm like, what the hell's going on? My internet having a problem?
So talking about soccer growing,
I have the description what's, and I have the no ads one. So I'm like, what's going on here? So then I went, all right, well, let me see what's on CBS Sports Network because it's on the thing. So I was like, all right, well, it's on that. So, okay, I'm good. And I watched it. And Ron sent a photo in our group just between us saying, hey, the game's on. And I was up and I was had my kid on, had my coffee, and I was watching it. And then Blake, you were like, I can't see it. So we're like, oh, well, try this, try that. And you're like, nope, it's locked out of everything. The weirdest thing. The Athletic have a pretty good article, right? Didn't you send that?
Yeah. So I had to jump on and find out that basically, because the whole season, when you click to the Scottish Premiership on Paramount Plus, it said every match live, Paramount Plus. And apparently that morning, everyone thought it was a glitch because you'd click on it, it would say fatal error, it wouldn't load, yada, yada. So I'm thinking, friggin' Paramount's dropped the ball on streaming. And then to find out that they went, oh no, we didn't mean this match. Now and so they were like, this is just on CBS. So the online, talking about soccer growing, now we're talking about the Scottish Premiership, obviously not as much followed over here as English Premier League. I went on to Twitter, which I don't play on much more, just to see what is going. If people were losing their mind, people that had purchased Paramount Plus memberships this month for this match because of what had been advertised, and Paramount never did so much as a sorry. Anything. Yeah. And it was a total, for a lot of people, it was a bait and switch.
Which is a shame because Paramount does great soccer stuff. Great shows with Golasso. The Champions League coverage.
So why did they decide to pull that?
NWSL you can watch on there.
Why
the Women's Champions League? Yeah, you watch. It's great soccer stuff. Like that's why people have it. But this was an error.
And
no,
so
Siri,
why?
I'm not talking to you. Shut up.
So why last minute do they pull this most important match?
I don't know.
But 2 weeks prior, I could watch the Champions League.
I don't know.
It had to be advertising.
They have the exclusive rights to the Scottish Premiership, and you were to their point, to what you saw and what you said in the group, that you're able to watch every live match. The only reason I went to CBS Sports Network is because I know, like, I guess NBC is a decent one, but like if it's not on Peacock, odds are it's on either NBC or USA, right?
Yeah.
If something's not on, there's not really a Fox Sports thing, but it'd be on FS1 or FS2, right? So you go there and you watch it knowing that's on cable. Apple TV will do that, but I think Apple TV shows all of them, but they may be on Fox or whatever to do it. So it was very, very weird. And sometimes when you go to see Paramount Plus is live, remember I was telling you, like, hey, go to the Golasso channel on the live TV and maybe you can see it there.
That didn't work.
That didn't work either. That's something that was like, I know you said everybody got a message saying it was fatal error. This was a very bad look for Paramount.
This was a bad look. And also compared to Peacock, when it's a big Champions League game, they do struggle sometimes with the streaming and have lag issues and stuff. So they're already kind of known for, like, damn it, they like have some issues. So it just was a really bad, it looked an unforced error. Again, Ron, to your point, if there was some rights thing or something, but then why would you advertise you have every game? But then also,
why that morning? Because I got up.
Why the morning of?
I was weirdly up at like 6:30.
Because you knew it was coming for the last week.
Yeah, because I wanted to watch the game. I got up, but I was weirdly up an hour beforehand. So got the kid on, made coffee. I think I played a game of EA on the thing. I played in the Hearts kit with Shockland, who had this like showdown card.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm ready for it. And I had it on my iPad and I'm like, okay, I can see on the Paramount Plus app, it says this game and now it's live. So it's available to view. I'm like, oh, all right. So it's a half an hour early. They're going into like a pregame or something. Let me click on it. And I kept getting error. I'm like, that's so weird. Well, let me switch to the direct TV stream app and see if it's on CBS Plus or CBS Sports Network.
Right.
And that's where I found it. But it was just, I didn't think about it in the moment until you then had a lot of issues. And now it kind of blew up and you have these articles that are coming out saying this was kind of this big error that they had and how they kind of royally screwed the pooch here on this, because it was a game that honestly Scottish Premiership hasn't seen in ages.
Well, I was
they
just
do well on the old firm derbies, but like this is a 41-year wait that you could have been changed with the first place, second place team playing each other. And basically you have to win to survive type of match or to win the league. And people wanted to watch it and they ran across.
And you know how
really bad luck.
Two things. One, the positive is you learned how much soccer has continued to grow in America when you have a ton of Americans losing their mind because they don't get to see the Scottish Premiership. The second, though, is from a business point of view, you know, subscriptions work. You get them, kind of forget about them. But if you got this for this match and we're like, well, you know, they do have Champions League and stuff, you might have just kept it. But right now, all those people got it for that match are all ditching it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It's reported that 1.37 million Americans watched it.
That's insane for a Scottish Premiership. Yeah.
Well, that we're able to watch it. How many couldn't watch it?
Well, and that's a very good point. So, yeah, just odd to not.
I just turned on Hulu. CBS Sports is on Hulu.
So I have direct TV stream. If you have that live TV and CBS Sports Packer is in front of it, then you have it. But that's where we got it, and that's why I didn't correlate it.
Yeah, it was Blake on the network channel.
I can't see it on the app because I was having issues with the app earlier that morning at like 7:15ish. And
it's just funny they finally, after this half, removed the button to be able to watch it, but didn't take off the watch every game live. That's probably a bad idea. Anyway, moving on.
Today, Wednesday, May 20th, in Istanbul, Turkey, Aston Villa won their first bit of silverware in 44 years.
Our
Well
friend of the pod,
done.
Mr. Matt.
Yes, indeed.
It's good to hear from you, man. Congrats on your villa.
Absolutely. With a commanding Unai Emery style 3-0 win over German club Freiburg. Congrats, Aston Villa. And again, congrats, friend of the pod, Mr. Matt Call. Well done, the Villa.
Now we're in a weird spot where if Villa were to end fifth, we could have six teams. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that could happen on the last day.
They won. So because they won the Europa League, they're guaranteed for Champions League. Right now, they are in the Champions League spot and cannot get knocked out of Champions League spots there. So now I don't know, does another spot then take over because they are guaranteed from this tournament, but also guaranteed via
Hold on.
the league?
I'll tell you this. I was just reading about it. So here we go. Asked for the Premier League to get 6 teams in Champions League. So this is another interesting thing we had to play for in the last day. This specific sequence unlocks the scenario. I love it's like a video game achievement. The top 5 rule. England earned an extra European performance spot this season for the league's collective success, guaranteeing the top 5 teams entry. The Europa League passed down because Aston Villa would qualify for the Champions League as Europa winners rather than domestic top 5 spot. Their 5th place domestic qualification is essentially shifted down, pushing the 6th placed Premier League team into a Champions League spot. This incredibly rare setup gives a massive advantage to teams battling for 6th place, such as Bournemouth or Brighton. So you can look at the mathematics and stuff and how it has to work.
Bournemouth are guaranteed for European play regardless, which is awesome for them with their draw over Man City, which is fantastic. But are you saying they could get Champions League?
So as it stands, the teams who finish 6th qualify for Europa League through the league. I'm now at the Premier League's website. What must happen for Villa to finish? Because Villa's got to finish 5th. Villa are currently 4th, but would slip to 5th if they lose at Manchester City.
And Liverpool win.
And Liverpool win at home against Brentford on the day. Now that
very plausible
happen.
Yeah.
The 2 teams would finish level on 62 points, and Liverpool would have a better goal difference. So who finishes 6th? As things stand, Bournemouth would be the team to benefit as they are in 6th place on 56 points ahead of traveling to Nottingham Forest on the day. But Brighton Hove Albion are only 3 points behind with a better goal difference. So a home win over Manchester United on the final day would give them a chance of grabbing 6th place. Liverpool could also finish 6th if they lose to Brentford on Sunday and Bournemouth win at Forest. There would also need to be a 6-goal swing in Bournemouth's favor to finish above the Reds if that were to happen. So but as nuts as that all is, the first one about is plausible. Yeah. So saying Villa would need to lose to drop to 5th against Man City. Totally plausible. And Liverpool winning at Brentford. Totally plausible. So
do you know what I'll say to make this really easy for us, and then you can hit the thingy?
Yeah.
If Tottenham go down, we ain't talking about any of this next week, so it don't really matter.
No, hold on. If our cherries get into the Champions League, you got
that's 2 pods away. That's not 1 pod away. That's 2 pod away.
Fair enough.
That's 2 pods away.
Yeah. One interesting thing, gentlemen. Did you know that Unai Emery has won the Europa League 5 times?
Oh, he's a master.
He's a master. He
is.
He's the only manager
to
have won it.
Jose of the European League.
He's the only
Europa
person
League.
to have won it 5 times. The only manager.
Yeah, last time he did, he beat United, right? He beat United with.
I'm not sure who he beat. Villarreal.
Villarreal, yeah.
He's got 1 title. Aston Villa 1 title. 3 consecutive titles with Sevilla.
Yep.
Be a fun last
13,
day,
14, 14, 15, 15, 16.
This makes a fun last day Premier League, though. That's still a lot happening.
I think it does from many other components. Absolutely.
Yeah. God, I love this game.
Speaking of Villa, following their demolishing of Liverpool late last week, Mo Salah took to the old Insta with another bunch of sizzling comments. And I'll read it to you real quick. He wrote on his Instagram, and I quote, "I have witnessed this club go from doubters to believers and from believers to champions. It took hard work, and I always did everything I could to help the club get there. Nothing makes me prouder than that. Us crumbling to yet another defeat this season was very painful and not what our fans deserve. I want to see Liverpool go back to being the heavy metal attacking team that opponents fear and back to being the team that wins trophies. This is the football I know how to play, and it is identified that needs to be and this identity that needs to be recovered and kept for good. It cannot be negotiable, and everyone that joins this club should adapt to it. Winning some games here and there is not what Liverpool should be about. All teams win games. Liverpool will always be a club that means a great deal to me and to my family. I want to see it succeed for a long time after I've moved on. As I've always said, qualifying to next season's Champions League is the bare minimum, and I will do everything I can to make that happen.
So last pod, I love that this topic comes up after last pod, where Tony had made the comment, Salah has said, my kids are Scousers. And, it's one of the reasons they love him. I mean, do you guys know that there's a stat that they actually have for you? And forgive me for not having it in front of me. The amount of hate speech against Muslims in Liverpool dropped by an insane percentage online when Salah started to hit off big, that got signed there to hit off big. He's a huge human for that place, let alone a footballer. And
he'll have a statue.
I agree. And I also want to say, like, I think legit, you never know, guys. I mean, you always don't meet your heroes, right? I do think, for me, he passes whatever muster for people you see thousands of miles away on TV. But from the stuff he does and he says, he seems a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted on this because he's leaving, and maybe there's an impetus to be like, I do love this place and I want to help. I don't know if at this moment before your final matches is a great time. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm a little bit conflicted because
You got nothing to lose.
No, because he's on his way out. We know that. What I'm conflicted of is maybe shame on me. I didn't read this full post because what you get in nowadays media is excerpts.
Yeah,
and you get the most scandalous parts of it.
Right, taken out of context.
You get the Liverpool back to the heavy metal attacking team that opponents fear and bring the trophies back. That's what you saw. Right. You didn't see how it started. You didn't see how it ended. So it brings a little bit more context in it for me that he really loves this club and wants to see it winning.
He does.
But
that's why I'm conflicted about it.
But right, I'm conflicted because the timing, obviously, he hasn't been shy about speaking out this season, and even last season. But you played the same thing under Slot last season. It's not like you did not play heavy metal last year? You won the Premier League last year and played one of your best seasons. There's
probably a lot more going behind the scenes.
100%.
What it says to me, though, I was going to say, beyond tactics or how they're playing, it says to me he does not like Slot.
There is a relationship that has soured beyond repair.
And you may have, who did we just talk about earlier? Very different personality. But Jose Mourinho, he's a brilliant coach. Typically, though, players begin to sour on him, and it becomes a problem. And maybe Slot is a similar situation, even though Jose sort of wears that on his sleeve to the public as well. Slot doesn't. I don't know. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better handoff. The classy handoff that Jurgen Klopp did to Slot with the whole like cheering him on and stuff and getting the was so good. I'm just conflicted because I obviously don't know the behind the scenes, and maybe he just is like, they're going to keep him. And if I love this club enough on my way out, I am going to try to do one thing.
Listen,
here's my question to ask you. And I wish Tony was on here, because would it change what Tony said in his previous pod? We all kind of went, yeah, Slot's probably safe at least through December. Do you think Salah could make Slot get replaced over the summer?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. But where I was going to go with this similar is Salah's not saying this if he's not the status that he is at that club and what he's done. Because he's not. it's a very public forum to kind of say these things, and a very public forum. And from your point, the timing, all of those things, it's interesting. And to see it kind of, I don't think it's going to sour his career at all at Liverpool, because you have more people that are going to back him over the.
Because you didn't read the post, not
necessarily the club, but definitely over Slot.
So can you hold on one second though? This is not to I apologize. Yeah. I want you to continue your thought, but I do want to give you one more piece of context that I do think is important. Apologies, I don't mean to be rude, but on what you're going to say, 15 current and former Liverpool players, including Trent Alexander-Arnold, Curtis Jones, current players have all liked that post. I know that sounds stupid to talk about, but like, I think that's big too, because you have players in the dressing room that are liking that post.
That reeks of a mutiny that could possibly happen. So I stand by. I don't think Slot makes it to December next year, especially if results don't hold. Yeah, you could say those players are backing their captain. They're backing a legend of the club. You could say on the other side of the coin, hey, he's making these comments as kind of the last shot here and on the way out. So there's nothing to lose. There's a million ways to go about it, and that's why we talk about the relegation battle. We talk about the fight for Europe. Liverpool are guaranteed to be in Europe in some capacity next year. Pretty much confirmed for Champions League, but not quite there from a mathematics standpoint in terms of goal difference and that sort of thing. But it's going to be interesting to watch from a last game standpoint. Does Slot start him? Does Slot not? Does Slot bring him in? Does he give him a curtain call? What happens for all of these kind of nuances of the game? And it's at Anfield, so it's going to be Salah's last game at Anfield. What happens and how does Slot handle this? I think
if he was smart, he would play him and just say screw it. Do you know? I mean, like I
think Slot starts him, brings him off somewhere in the 65th, gives him a curtain call, that sort of thing, gives him a standing O.
Yeah.
But okay, so we might all agree on that. Are they going to hug? Are they going to handshake? What are they going to do on the interaction? Is it going to be a quick bro hug? Is it going to be
a quick handshake?
So there's a lot of interesting kind of nuances here that Liverpool don't have a great deal to fight for on the last day.
You probably, between what we just said about the Champions League spots, I think right now Liverpool's my match to watch on that last day a little bit.
Yeah, because they're not really, they're going to be in it one way or the other. Yeah, it might not be. So not
the
really,
drama,
but from the little nuances of the drama of the game is going to be really interesting to watch.
It's kind of fun, guys. We actually haven't. And look, I don't mean to downplay the humanity of dealing with the drama with the people dealing with it. I get to be on the outside. It smacks of early Brewtiful Game podcast. And so Premier League 2016 through 2019, like we haven't, I mentioned the tie flip between Wenger and Mourinho earlier and stuff. That we've not had some like drama. We've had, it's been literally on the pitch, which is probably a good thing. But this is a very yes. I should say that. Well, but Nottingham's owner.
It's been VAR and everything else that we've talked about.
Well, but that's normal. That's less.
Not like these kind of. You can create you want a behind the scenes documentary right here on this type of stuff.
Our other one is that kind of
for
this season is
all this news.
What do you think? The other one for the season is probably the Nottingham owner with all that stuff, and that's probably your other one.
A majority of these clubs and majority of these storylines all have weird things, and we'll get to it here with this.
I apologize. Basically, I think what the three of us just did is we spitballed what our Premier League wrap up pod is, but to look back at those things
real quick, just to close the loop on something you said, Blake. After Mohamed Salah joined Liverpool FC, anti-Muslim hate speech online dropped by 50% among the club's supporters.
So can I tell you, talk about that becoming full circle. Football rocks. It can totally rock. That is a really cool example of it right there.
Additionally, the landmark academic study recorded a 16 to 19% reduction in hate crime across Merseyside compared to the other control areas. The drops were highlighted by a prominent study conducted by the researchers at Stanford University, which analyzed millions of tweets and official crime reports to measure his off-pitch impact.
Well, that's amazing. And like,
but also sad.
Yeah.
Well, it is sad, but you know what, man? Progress, it goes and fits and starts. Sure. And sometimes it comes from places that you wouldn't think it could come from. And like, so, you know, all credit to like, and he just was him being cool and being awesome and kicking ass. And like, I mean, it's just like, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I didn't want to see Klopp go. I enjoyed the guy. It was like, and Mohamed Salah falls the same thing. Like you make the game better, you know. I hate that his last year is not as great for previous season. As long as Liverpool still didn't win the league, that'd be fine with me. But like, you know, yes, you're right. It's the reality of why it is cool also sucks at the same time.
Well, we've talked about on this pod. He signed this extra deal, and he's gonna get out of it a year early.
Yeah,
an emotional signing of a deal because he could have rode off to the sunset with Premier League title, playing the best of his career, and going, hey, you know, thanks to Klopp, thanks to this new manager. It seemed like this year, amongst the 500 million signed or whatever they did, just went sour from about game 7, 8 of the Premier League season, 10 the Premier League season. It was just all, I don't say downhill, but it was a slow drip of a decline the entire way. It is just kind of sad. But
I think I don't know, man. I'm not confident. If he might not make it to the season.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
The manager hits keep on rolling. Back to managers. So to be clear, the news is out, but in the last press conference following the loss to Bournemouth, Pep was very cagey about, hey, I have a year in my contract. I got to talk to people. He was not, you know, he apparently is behind the scenes very mad about how this all came out to the public. I'm not sure the story of how it came out. But anyway, news is out from Manchester City that Pep Guardiola will be out after 10 years and 6 Premier League titles, 3 FA Cups, 4 EFL Cups, and 1 Champions League, and that he will be departing Man City. So what a tenure and legend of the club and league. He is pretty angry the way it came out prior to the previous match. I'm sure we'll learn more once the season's over. But he was very cagey and very careful about, in that sort of media training way, I know, but like,
to me, it felt like the news came out to maybe help propel Man City to win the last 2 games.
No, he's apparently not pleased at all that the conversation, because then that's all it was about. He was apparently not happy about that at all.
I mean, news is it's hard to keep a secret in nowadays, you know, either game or just.
Well, because the news didn't just come out. It came out with the very strong rumor that Maresca is coming in, that there was a replacement already.
Yeah.
So I think he is angry because I do think it was supposed to be when the season was done, because he had a year left. There was no need to talk about it. So I don't know the story of how it broke.
This is another interesting thing to look at on the last day. You know, obviously they're not in the Premier League title race anymore, and lost out on that. But what City's at home? Most teams, most clubs, last home games, the managers go out and they do everybody on the pitch. United just did this in their last game. Manager goes out there, talks about the season. Hey, we'll see you next season. Have a great summer, all that. Curious to keep your eye on this in terms of what Pep says. If he announces it then, if he announces he's going to stay in another year, if he's going to go, what's going to happen? Now, keep that in mind from the context of this whole thing, right? All those things, he's going to be a Premier League great and legend and all that. He's won a bunch of stuff. They won 2 trophies this year in terms of the FA Cup and the EFL Cup. But they also have 115 charges against him.
Okay, You know
been
what?
there.
I was going to be nice.
He's been there for 10 years, and a vast majority of this, and a lot that will go into that. So,
did you guys have that thought?
You can't avoid the timing on it.
Yeah. Did you guys have that thought that like
after he was a very strong, like, hey, no, we're a good solid club, and we do this. We have no clue where that 115 charges is currently sitting. The timing of that, is he getting out before maybe those charges get announced here within? I mean, I couldn't even tell you because it's been on the table for well over a year now, 2 years almost. It feels like, if not 2 years. So the timing of it, not necessarily, has a little bit of intrigue to it, because what does that play into it at all? Does maybe the stress of this season come out? But, he certainly set the club up for success, right? He signed Semenyo, he signed Gahey, all these, and I'd be surprised that he doesn't see out that next year, but then I wouldn't be surprised if he did call it quits.
February 2023 was when the charges were levied.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up, but the fellow Arsenal fan I ran into at the beginning with my story, that was her ask. She goes, "Do you think the Pep announcement, like, you think it's coming, the 115, that he's like, he knows it's gonna happen?" So
could be. So, according to the Manchester Evening News, Pep was reportedly furious about the timing of the news leak regarding his imminent exit from City. The premature disclosure caught him completely off guard, especially as the news broke right on the eve of a crucial stretch in the season. The leak emerged that the commercial partners and other sources were tipped off about his departure after a decade at the club. The squad was in a state of complete shock. They had been given direct assurances by Guardiola that he was staying. Excuse me. To manage the fallout, Guardiola summoned his players to a late-night group conference call. During the call, he confirmed that he was leaving at the end of the season and apologized for how the information got out. When faced with the media questions about his future, he remained blunt, tight-lipped, preferring to keep focus on the team's on-pitch performance.
Yeah, that was the one in the interview. He was just like, you know what? If anything that's going to happen, I got to talk to my chairman. I got to talk. Like, I have a year left on my contract. That's all I'm going to say. Is what he kept kind of reiterating. Yeah. He doesn't deserve. Look, here's the thing. My Man City fan, no. Am I frustrated at the how long the 115 is taken? Even if it came out and they proved, actually, no, it's all legit. It's fine. But yes, I'm frustrated with this. Do I think Pep is part of that? No, I don't. Pep's changed the league, just like Wenger changed the league with things like he's a storied part of the tapestry of Premier League. I do feel bad for the human being that if this stuff does come out, like, it tarnishes. Hopefully, if that stuff all comes out, there's nothing that tarnishes him with this. That sucks. To have done all that he's done for the club to get here, and then for all this to break, for the club to be surprised. Like, so Ron, based on that, where does the Maresca stuff come from then?
It was touted the minute that he left Chelsea that he'd be the successor for when and if Pep.
2 months before that.
Oh, yeah.
So Maresca had come out. It had been leaked in the press that Maresca had closed doors meetings with the owners of Blueco, saying that he wanted to have the option, should Manchester City call, he wanted to go. And that broke. So now the tinfoil transfer and the conspiracy theories are basically saying Maresca had this blow up because he was told he had the blow up at Chelsea because he was told that Pep was going to leave and he was in line. So he bombed his contract at Chelsea so he could get out early and then be ready for Man City, at the end of this Premier League season. So there's all kinds of conspiracy theories about how this all went down.
Yeah. It's similar to our Mo Salah conversation. You hate to see for a story to end to be wrapped up into so much crap. You
should have we want him to just ride off into the sunset for all the things he's done.
Yeah.
Even though we're, not Man City fans, like you said, he has changed the league for the better. And well, he's changed the sport globally for the better.
Oh,
right?
people. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
And not for nothing, guys. What are tournaments that just got won? Company just won the Bundesliga. Where's he from? Man City. Arteta just won the Premier League. Assistant coach under Pep. I mean, like, are I missing someone? Isn't a third person out there?
Well, Maresca, if he replaces him.
Nope. Well, right. But I feel like there was someone else that just
won the Club World Cup this year.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, again, these are all like Pep proteges to some, to varying degrees or to all degrees. So, yeah, absolutely. Not only changed it, but has his stamp will continue on, even though each one of these guys will do a bit of their own thing to it. But obviously that's what you take from people that you're mentored under. Yeah, it sucks, as much as I don't like Man City and would love the 115 charges to come out and hit them. I always was, and I am still hoping that none of them attached to him, that it's like, nope, it was all shady. He had nothing to do with, you know what I mean?
I think it helps his case in a way that he was a serial winner prior to.
Absolutely.
You can say he did it in leagues that only had two teams that were battling it, but he did it, what did we say, 6 times in the Premier League over the past 10 years?
Yeah.
It's 4 times that he didn't do it. That's like listen, Sir Alex for me will always be the GOAT and one more and all that, but that's a Sir Alex-esque reign, right? That is a heck of a feat to win it that many times. Plus you add on everything else that he won. So whether you talk, they cheated on financials in the back end, players brought in, the system itself, the coaching and the play that they've had on the field has outplayed others. And to all your points, change the league, change style of play, change the way that things are approached. This like what was it, a few years ago? He put a right back into a center midfielder. Like you're like, what are you doing? Like that type of stuff. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. We won't talk about it next week if Tottenham go down, but we will talk about it too.
Ferris, we gotta still if Bournemouth gets in.
If they go down, that's all we're talking about next pod.
Yeah, all right, deal.
Nothing else. No news, no headlines, no Ron's beer news. Nope.
I mean, no
That's
complaints here.
First half, hit the whistle. Second half, La Liga's Tottenham.
Well, on that note, God, this has been a really fun pod.
Is it like 7 hours long?
I have no clue. Where are we?
What? I would feel bad.
2 parts. Should we maybe do like you drop, the Arsenal one in the first part, and then drop the beer news in the league in the second part? We might have to do like a 2-parter on this one.
Even though it's only been 24 hours, the amount of podcasts I've crammed into my ears since the victory or since the championship has been declared, I will tell you, everybody is in our boat. Everybody's very, because even people that are like F Arsenal, they're still long because of, what I mean? Like all of them are long. So
what's the actual time? Because again, I forgot to set the timer.
Let's just wait till we get to the end. Why worry about it? The people listening at home know because they've looked at their podcast. Good God, I'm just going to take 4 commutes.
Will these idiots stop talking?
We are podding across dates.
We did.
We
just passed. Yeah, we're now into Thursday. Yes, we did. Oh my!
So it's been at least 2 hours.
Yep. So we will I will try to be less jubilant, and talk just about things for the next pod. Well, obviously we're only talking about Spurs if they get relegated. That's what's happening the next pod. So
I hope that happens.
I love that Ron is saying that more than I'm saying that. Good things have happened, so I'm scared to throw out a ton of bad karma at the moment. We still have a Champions League left to play. So beer mentions of the pod. I had kick ass. So now our second time we have on the pod, Boulevard Brewing Company, their bourbon barrel quad, gentlemen. If you see it, snag it. I think you should try it. It's really interesting, and I don't mean that bad interesting way. Like a true Belgian quad style in those bourbon barrels. That was really good. I quite recommend that.
Awesome. We had Hard Luck red ale from Mason Ale Works.
Yeah, and it really warmed up on me. And I did the second one faster than I did the first one. And very good beer.
As always, follow us on the Brewtiful Games. We have our socials. I'm trying to use our Blue Sky a bit more. I'm just, that's my fault. I don't hop on that one enough, but follow us on our socials, wherever you can find us, Instagram, Facebook's, Blue Sky. And the big thing is, however you listen to us, leave a rating review. It helps spread the word for the pod. Or as we always say, man, tell your grandma. We need them grandmas to come on.
A retirement home.
Yeah, man.
They listen to a 2.5 hour pod. It's all right.
Yeah, yeah, man. They're like, thank God these guys are talking for so long. Like,
they're just sitting in the old retirement.
They're gonna get a good nap through us. Yeah, it'd be great. They'll get a nap through some parts of it. Get up and be like, oh, all of a sudden they're talking about Pep. What the hell happened? Yeah,
Ferris is a grandmother favorite.
Yesterday, I discovered that was it. By the way, guys, we need like a QR cards or something, because I wish I could have handed that to that cool couple I met at the thing. Like, hey, if you want to hear idiots, one idiot at least be very excited on the next podcast. Here's this for you.
Scan this.
I hope I legitimately run into her again to tell her and her husband that they were very much a part of this episode.
Awesome.
Ferris, do you have a Zlatan quote for us?
Oh, sure, man. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go to fans on Twitter for Zlatan. Is Zlatan human, or should he be worshipped like a god? Zlatan tweets back, yes, Zlatan is just a human, the same way a great white shark is just a fish.
We think about, like, get offline. Why are you? I can't imagine him as an online person. Yet I also love the idea that every now and then, I don't imagine he lives on it. It's like a Russian roulette, or like what you just did spinning. He searches his name, does a quick flip of the scroll, and just hits one. What does it say? I'm responding to that one.
Or his press team come to him and they go,
you got to.
Here are the fun things said about you.
Either way, there's a whole book of them.
Yep.
I just feel like Zlatan is like, no, I do this one. this is the one.
And the gift that'll keep on giving
This summer, World Cup.
World Cup, hell yeah.
He's on the Fox commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, gents, I would have a dad joke, and you think I'm setting my new, but I'm not going to do one. I'll get a little real for you. Just wanted to call my dad after the championship was announced. So I'm just going to say cheers to my dad. Miss you, buddy. Wish we could have talked about this one. Love the beer. Cherish the game. The Brewtiful Game.
Congrats.